Hi y'all, good morning from the Florida Keys. Man, I am down here in absolute paradise. It is beautiful out here, except for the fact it's a little bit windy, so things are gonna be choppy for us today. But good news, if you're seeing this video, it didn't affect us. We apparently got on some fish. But my plan is, I launched right here off the beach area, right here where I'm staying at. And we're gonna troll this morning along the docks that come out from these houses and resort areas down here in Islamorada. And we're gonna just work this big area here, trolling a couple different lures. This first one here is a tube lure. I got that from Elias, Elias V Fishing YouTube channel. It's just a long tube with a big treble hook on the end. I have seen Elias catch some huge barracuda on that tube. I've seen it with my own eyes right here in this area. So my gosh, we're gonna try that. In addition to that, this other rod, let me put the camera in the chest here and I'll show you. While we're throwing the bigger lure for the barracuda, I'm gonna throw out a sumo spoon, which is just a small curved piece of metal with a hook for some just variety of fish species, because this, when it's pulling through the water, it's spinning, it's vibrating, it's creating flash, and we could catch a little bit of everything on that. What I'd also like to do is kind of what I'm thinking here first thing is we'll work up here along these docks, go up here to kind of the end of where the houses are, turn and come back. We'll kind of make a lap trolling first. Then once I get back over here, we'll go around this little rocky area and cut back in behind this land strip. There's some more houses and docks and things back there. And I'm hoping once we get back there, it'll be a little bit more shielded from the wind and we can bust out some other rods here. I turned right into the sun for you. Didn't put your sunglasses on. You want to watch this video with me today. But we'll bust out the light tackle rods, throw in some shrimp along the docks and rocks and stuff, and see if we can't get some snapper and a bunch of other fish that I won't know what the heck they are. And in addition to that, folks, right up here behind me, I've got a big rod. That's what we're going to try to catch some sharks with if we see any shark activity out here this morning. If we see one, I got baits in my cooler. We'll cut up real fast, toss it out, and boy, we in for a treat if that happens. So anyway, y'all, come with me today. Mixed bag, hopefully, kind of fishing day. We're just making the most of it out here, man. This wind, how it is today, supposed to be like 10 to 15. Not ideal for kayak fishing in the ocean, really. It's just a little bit choppier than what I would be comfortable with, but we're gonna roll with it, man. We're just gonna do what we can do. And so, Lord, I think I need to clean your spaces off already. You got something there on the lens. We got that. So let me get us up to speed here. Enough of this talking. Let's go for a troll this morning, y'all. I'm gonna just toss these lures out behind us, just maybe a cast length after I get us up to speed here. And I'm gonna troll this. We're going into the wind. I don't have a graph on this kayak, so it won't be possible to really monitor our exact speed. What I'm hoping to do is get us around 3 miles an hour, give or take. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. The people who troll these barracuda tubes in the boats mostly go faster, 4 to 6 miles an hour. I obviously can't do those kind of speeds in a kayak, but Elias, he has caught a bunch of barracuda going 3 to 4 miles an hour that he can do in the kayak. So we're gonna try it, man. We're gonna see what we can do out here today. And like I said, if you're seeing this, good news, we got on some. And boy, if we do, man, all of these saltwater fish, just pound for pound, everything just fights a little harder, it seems like, than the freshwater fish. At least the ones that I'm used to anyway, that I have access to. So anyway, y'all, I'm down here in Paradise. That's not actually the name of the town. I'm staying in Islamorada, but I call it Paradise because it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous out here, man. It's back home this time of year. The leaves have come down. It's cold, cloudy, and dreary. Down here every day is just sunny and lush and green. And It's just a totally different vibe down here, man, different culture. But unfortunately, the one drawback this time of year down here is the wind is up a lot. And so for my week down here, me and my girlfriend, we're down here for a week. I'm gonna have, from looking at the current wind forecast, I'm gonna have about 2 good days of low winds. And so I feel like any fish I get right now, the next couple days while the wind is really high, those are just bonus. I'm really gonna, once we get to the lower wind days later in the week, that's when I'm gonna head out to the bridges farther down south from here. I did try going to a bridge 2 days ago. Yesterday I fished with a local fishing guide that I'd met at a gas station earlier in the week. He recognized me from YouTube and said he had some availability, would love to take me out for free, just get me out there on the water. And I said, heck yeah. And so we went out yesterday and caught a variety of fish. But the day before, I had went to a bridge just south of here and put in, and the way the wind was blowing that day, I was kind of shielded on the other side of the island. And I thought, I'll go down there and I'll work that bridge. Well, once I got up there to the bridge, the current, I didn't time the tide right, so the current was absolutely ripping through there. I mean, it was ripping, and the way the wind was blowing, it was going against the current there. And so it was super choppy around the bridge, and man, I was pedaling with everything I had just to try to hold position. And I just couldn't fish effectively, so it didn't work out. I didn't end up catching anything there, and I'd come back pretty early. So hopefully today's gonna go a little better. At least going through here, we have a technique that we can do and work effectively. On these barracuda, man, again, I've seen Elias catch them out through here. If we run that tube by them, I don't know what it is about those tubes, but I've seen Elias do it. I've seen other YouTube videos, like those tubes it triggers something in them barracuda. I don't know what those tubes really represent. I don't know what they think they're eating, but it's something apparently. And the spoon, so I fished up on the mainland of Florida for a couple days before driving down to the Keys. And one day the wind was up really bad up there, and I had tried to fish the intracoastal area there and tried to catch some sharks. Well, I got out there and the wind, it was so choppy, I just couldn't fight it. I mean, it was way worse than this. And I had trolled though to get out there, to get where I was going to try to fish. I had threw out that sumo spoon, just thinking, well, whatever, you know, if something hits it, great. If not, no big deal. Well, I ended up catching a jack on that thing, and I thought, well, that's certainly encouraging, you know. That's good to know I can catch something on that lure. And so we're going to try that today too. Now, if I hook into something big, we're probably going to have some line tangles. Trolling 2 rods when you got potential for a 4 or 5 foot long barracuda, or who knows what else will hit that lure, that tube lure. Elias hooked a tarpon on one 2 years ago, I think it was. Him and I were down here together. I believe he hooked a big tarpon on that lure. So you just never know, man. Just like I say back home, anytime you got baits in the water, you always got a chance. And we got something on right here, by gosh, just like that. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try to keep pedaling, keep that tube lure getting hung up here. Oh, I don't know what this is. He's tiny. He's too dang small to be fooling with this. Boy, look at that thing. It's like a damn snake. That thing's like a snake, man. I knew he was small, but boy, he's way small. Does that even count as getting the skunk out, folks? There we go. I don't know what that is, other than the fact he's ugly. But he ate that spoon. These fish, man, they're aggressive. I'll give them that. That's what I was hoping to do. Some light tackle fishing around these docks and stuff. I've got an ultralight rod and a light action rod. And what I learned last year was that if you throw out, just take you some frozen, you don't even have to have live shrimp. Take you some frozen shrimp, cut them up in pieces, put them on a little jig head, toss them out around these docks. Man, you can have action non-stop, every cast. And so I was hoping to do some of that, but with the wind like it is right now, aside from the fact we're not going to be able to feel the bites because of the wind blowing a bow in the line, we're not going to be able to hold our position very well and be able to cast. But I'm hoping, I wanted to come up this direction first, go into the wind while I'm still good and fresh as far as energy level this morning. Because I'd hope to fish till about lunch today. So if I try trolling 4 hours or so, 5 hours, we got another on. Nope, something hit me right there. Yeah, I'm gonna tire out. So I wanna go into the wind first thing. And then once we turn and come back, we'll troll this same area, but we're gonna be going significantly faster because we'll have the wind at our back. And so that'll help our cause. We can fish the same area at a faster speed. And then, like I said, we get around the corner there, I'm hoping the wind will have a little bit of a wind protection, wind break. And maybe we can bust out the light tackle then. And again, certainly as we're going up through here, I got my eyes peeled, man. I got my polarized glasses on. If we see any sharks, and we may very well see them. 2 years ago, right there where I launched at the place I'm staying, I hooked a hammerhead. And I got that video on my channel from a couple years ago. I mean, it was 100 yards off the beach there where I launched, hooked a hammerhead. And I've seen sharks coming in and out of the light there at the dock at night. Now I did last night, me and my girlfriend, we went down there and I threw out some cut bait off the dock for about an hour. I don't know how I would land a shark there off that dock because of there's them wooden posts off the dock for like boats to tie up to. I don't know how I would work a shark. I don't know how I'd work the line around those poles to get back to the beach to actually land it. But I thought it would be fun nonetheless. And we went out there for about an hour, and unfortunately the dock, we were not alone. And so there was another guy down there, and he just wouldn't go away. He just kept talking. He just come up, and me and the girlfriend, we were down there to try to catch something, but at the same time too, she wanted to go out there and just look at the stars and be all romantic and lady stuff, and it's hard to do that when you got some old dude just plops down right there beside you and just won't shut up. He's just going on about how much money he makes and how great his life is and yada, 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 and it kind of killed the mood, if you know what I mean. So we didn't stay down there too terribly long because it was pretty obvious he wasn't going to leave. And so anyway, we gave it the college try last night. But nevertheless, in years past, I have been able, you go down there at night and there's lights going off the dock. You can see tarpon, you can see sharks. There'll be dolphins come in from time to time. You'll see all that stuff kind of work in around the docks at night, and so I thought we'd try it. One thing about fishing off the dock is the wind don't really matter. You know what I mean? Like it don't really, it ain't gonna mess you up like it is out here per se. But anyway, folks, that's kind of my plan this week, is to kind of work around the wind schedule. Like I said, Thursday and Friday, looking good. I leave on Saturday. I'm filming this on Tuesday. So today and tomorrow are looking kind of rough, wind-wise. Thursday and Friday, looking ideal. I'm leaving on Saturday. I've got to drop my girlfriend off at the airport. She's flying home, lucky her. I've got a 14-hour drive ahead of me. But I'm gonna break it up. I'm actually gonna, after I drop her off, I'm gonna go back to Lake Ida, I think, if the weather forecast still holds. And I apologize, we got some construction going on. Y'all apparently have bought me a house over here and getting it ready for me. That's nice of you. That place probably cost $3 or $4 million, but very nice of you all to buy that for me, and hopefully they'll be ready by the time I get here next year. I'll just go ahead and move in. Thank you all for that in advance. But the weather forecast is looking pretty good on Saturday. So I think after I'm done dropping her off, I'm gonna go back to Lake Ida and hit them peacock bass one more time. And I'll fish there till dark, drive for 4 or 5 hours, get a hotel, and then drive the rest of the way home on Sunday, and kind of break up my long, monotonous drive. I hate to drive on the way down, but at least you got something to look forward to when you're going somewhere fun. On the way home, that drive seems to get a little longer. You know how it is, man. Y'all been there and done that, so. We're gonna make the most of it though. But I'm hoping to do another trip on Lake Ida. I want to give it another shot. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully be able to bust a shark at some point this week. If I could work them bridges, I know I could do it. But it's just being able to get Mother Nature. The current around them bridges is so strong when the tide's moving. And if you throw in the wind, it's just hard to navigate. It is for me. I don't feel real comfortable with it. I'm in this kayak here. This is the Hobie Lynx kayak. I got it about a month ago, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. And it's worked out really well on this trip. It's super lightweight. It's easy to get around, to tote around. But one thing I have noticed, I wouldn't even say it's a negative of the kayak. It's a trade-off, really, because the negative part of it is you get blown around really easy in the wind. I mean, really easily. The lightest breeze really has you moving because it just kind of glides across the water. And of course, with me setting up high in it, I catch a lot of wind as the wind blows. And so you just get blown around every which way in this thing. But that negative, the fact that it does glide on the water, the opposite of that, which is very helpful in certain situations, is the fact that it's so maneuverable. Because it kind of just floats just right on top of the water and can easily be turned, it really helps you maneuver around obstacles. And, if you're working around docks or bridge columns or whatever, it's really helpful for that. So it's kind of a, if you get something really good in one area, you have to sacrifice something in another area, usually. And so I would rather have the maneuverability and deal with the wind issues is I guess what I'm getting at. Because I mean, honestly, when the wind is up 10 miles an hour and more, it's going to be a challenge regardless. And, my other kayaks, the last couple of years, I've brought down my Old Town pedal kayak. And that kayak, it certainly doesn't it gets blown around a little bit, certainly, but it wants to kind of turn into the wind. Like if the wind's hitting you from the side, it wants to turn into it. And so you end up fighting the rudder the whole time. And so either way, when you get wind 10 plus miles an hour, it's going to be a challenge regardless. So I made the right call for sure, bringing this kayak down here. Just from the portability aspect, being so lightweight. I love the fact that this kayak won't sink. You take more water over the bow in choppy conditions, man. That day I tried to fish the intercoastal up on there on the mainland Florida, man. It was so choppy. I was soaking wet. By the time I got back to the beach area there, I was soaking wet because I had just taken so much water over the bow. But it's nice the fact that you take all that water over, there's nowhere for it to go but out. Like there's no hatches for it to get down into and fill up. And so it's a peace of mind. If I'm going out, now here, it's not a big deal because we're fishing relatively shallow. I can see the bottom here. If something terrible happened, I could make it to shore very easily. No issues, but when you get out there in the ocean, I mean, we're in the ocean now, but you know what I mean, like getting out there offshore a little bit, and maybe the current is going out to the ocean. Like if something goes wrong out there, you're in trouble. You're in real trouble. And so it's just one more thing, peace of mind wise, I guess, not to have to worry about if you know your kayak can't sink. Another advantage so far at least with this kayak, is the pedal drive system. Now I've talked a lot about how I don't, just from a comfort standpoint, my body don't like this stepping motion of the Hobie drive. But an advantage of the stepping motion, the way these fins go through the water like this, they go through weeds and grass much better than a propeller style pedal drive. Which my Old Town kayak with the bicycle motion, it has a propeller drive. And you go through grass and weeds, and out here in the ocean you get a lot of that seaweed. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's just floating grass mats periodically you deal with. The prop just eats it up. And then you got to stop, clear your prop, and you end up doing that a lot throughout the day, especially if you end up fishing in an area where there's just a lot of it. And so this kayak here with the fin drive, the way it goes, it really just, it does better in grassy situations. So there are some advantages, and there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. But so far, in my trips in this kayak, I don't have any buyer's remorse. You know, I bought that Bonafide kayak right before I left, and I haven't got it on the water yet. I'm waiting on my new trailer to be delivered before I try taking it out. But already, just getting it home, setting in it there on the carport, trying to figure out where I'm gonna put rod holders and stuff, I instantly had buyer's remorse on that kayak because it's just, the layout, it's so big, yet there's not a lot of functional, usable space. I just, and maybe it'll be different once I get it on the water, but I just wasn't, I don't know, I just instantly had buyer's remorse once I got it home. This kayak though, and I bought this one used, I had to drive to Georgia to get it, but it was I saved a lot of money. I saved $1,400 off buying a new one, and this thing was practically new when I got it. It had barely been used. I haven't had any buyer's remorse with this. Like it's really solved some problems for me. So I think that I made the right decision getting it. The other kayak, we'll see. We'll see once I get home. I gotta just get some time in it. And I'm hoping my trailer, it's supposedly done. It's supposedly painted. It is supposedly waiting for shipment. When the shipment will arrive, I don't know. So I'm gonna message that guy. I may send him a message this afternoon or tomorrow or something, if I think about it when I get back, and let him know when I'm gonna be home, and see if we can get that done, because I'd like to get a hold of that trailer. I've been waiting on it for months. I put the deposit down in July. And here we are, man. We're damn near at the end of the year. It was supposed to be 90 days. I was supposed to have that thing in October. And I'm hoping to get it sometime here in December. So, it's become a bit of a frustration with that trailer, but it'll work out there in the end when I end up getting it. I'm gonna check this tube lure. I just wanna make sure that we're still running effectively and we haven't picked up any grass or anything. I don't know what this lure looks like on a rod tip. And we got a little piece of grass up front, not bad. I don't really know what it's supposed to look like on my rod tip. This is the first time I've ever thrown one of these tubes. And this is also a new rod to me. I got a little bit heavier action spinning rod to throw this on. It's an ugly stick, Inshore Select, 7-foot medium heavy. And that's a Daiwa BG4000 reel. This is one of my Carp reels. So I put that tube lure on. I put a swivel, because I was told, Elias told me, make sure to put a swivel or else you get a bunch of line twist. And I put about a 3-foot section of 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. Oh, we got a fish here. We got one on our spoon, folks. Again, I'm gonna keep us pedaling here if I can. I don't know what this is. Is this another one of them weird looking fish right here? Boy, it is. Tiny little thing. It looks like, it honestly looks like a damn snake. It's got a bunch of teeth in its mouth though, I'll tell you that. Tiny little thing. We need something bigger than that. That jack I caught the other day up the Intercoastal was a pretty good size. Not for as big as they get, but it was, I don't know, 5 or 6 pounds probably. And that there, I've just got a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader on that one. Again, that spoon, you need a swivel. A good ball bearing swivel, because otherwise you're gonna get a bunch of line twist. You're gonna have a hard time fighting that line twist, buddy, because everything will just sit there and turn the whole time you're trolling. Knot up your line. But it's a good, back home, that spoon is a good search lure. I troll with it a lot for skipjack and white bass, and I specifically catch a lot of bass species with it. Largemouth, white bass, smallmouth. And I brought it down here. We got another one on. We got another one on, folks. Hopefully this is something different. And I'm gonna try to keep us pedaling here while I reel this thing in, because he ain't very big. I want to keep that tube from getting down there on bottom, getting hung up. Let's see what this is. Well, it's another one, a slightly bigger one. Oh, boy, them things are ornery, man. Y'all tell these snakes, I don't like snakes, folks, and that thing looks like a damn snake to me. That's honestly what he looks like. I don't like snakes. Get out of here, fish. Nasty. Nasty old thing. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. That's a new species to me. And they're apparently in this area pretty thick. We may start, wherever the hell that boat come from, we might just run up in there. We might be able to get out of the wind out of there possibly. I'll try out some different stuff. If y'all got any splash on the screen, no, you're still looking good. But yeah, that spoon back home, I mean, I catch a lot of bass with it. Fair amount of skipjack too. But it's a good search lure. It's good to get out and troll. It represents a bait fish that have been separated from its school. And so I brought it down. I wanted to fish the canals and Lake Ida with it and see if I couldn't get some peacock bass. I thought, well, if white bass and largemouth bass like it that much, maybe peacocks will too. And sure enough, buddy, I got on some peacocks, especially the last day there on Lake Ida, like the last hour of daylight. Man, they were all over that spoon. It was at the very end of the video there for video purposes, but man, they tore it up. And so I definitely want to try to hit Lake Ida again. I'd like to, I don't know what time I'm going to get there, but I hope to get a few hours in the afternoon. And I'd like to maybe, if the wind will allow, I'd like to throw the ultralight a little bit in the beginning when I get to Lake Ida and catch some of them huge bluegill, and then focus in there right before sunset on the peacocks and throw that spoon. And we'll see if it works out, but that spoon, it's definitely works well for peacocks. I feel very confident in saying that based on how my last trip went. And that certainly wasn't the best conditions either, because we were fresh off that cold front. When we first got down here to the Keys, I mean, this is farther south than where I was when I first got to Florida. Man, the first day or so, it was cold. My girlfriend had to wear a sweatshirt. Now, I didn't bring a sweatshirt, but I was just dealing with the cold, you know. But I mean, the morning hours, like it was in the 50s. And so, man, it was just unusually cold weather. But this week here, it's stabilizing. And so I'm hoping to get back up there on Lake Ida on Saturday on my way back. I have almost a solid week of good weather. Hopefully them fish will be a lot more active, and I can really test it and see how the spoon does with them. We're getting significantly shallower right here. I may have to reel these lures up for a second. I'm assuming this canal over here that those boats come out of there has to be some deeper water over there for them to be running like that. But these lures here, we may be about to snag possibly, because it's pretty shallow right here. Here's another advantage to this kayak with the Hobie drive versus my Old Town with the propeller drive in this situation. When you come up on real shallow water, the Hobie drive, you can push one leg all the way forward, and it puts them fins right up against the bottom, and you can kind of flutter kick and get through shallow water. Yeah, I'm gonna reel these things in before we get snagged. We're gonna have to go over this real shallow water here. But you can do that and still pedal through the shallows. Yeah, we got hung on the spoon. Let's see if we can get that here. I think it pulled free. With the propeller drive style, bicycle style pedal drives, your pedals there, I mean your propeller, it's at a fixed distance under the kayak. So if it's, I don't even know how deep my Old Town goes, but let's say it's 10 inches, 12 inches, whatever, you gotta have at least that kind of water to be able to move. Whereas the Hobie, especially this Hobie Lynx, because the way it floats here, man, you can move along in 4 or 5 inches of water. You can't move fast, but you can flutter kick and get yourself along. And so, boy, boy, folks, look at this, man. We've got a long canal here with these mangroves. This is interesting. This is interesting. I kind of want to cast a little bit with this spoon down through here. Let me get over here closer to the mangroves. I want to see how deep it is over here. It looked like something right there. Let me get our grass here off the spoon. I may cast a little bit right here. Would y'all be opposed to that? It'd give my legs a break. I'm trolling. But right in here, folks, man, we're completely shielded from the wind right here. It's real shallow right here though, where I'm at. A lot of grass too. But we're shielded right here. Just super, super shallow. Let me just make a cast. Y'all gonna throw into them trees, I know you are. I guarantee you are. You're gonna make a cast and it's gonna end up, and I'm gonna have to go over there and knock an iguana out of that tree that's gonna be trying to get your lure. I've seen y'all cast before. I know how you are. We'll make a cast or two. Let's just see what happens through here. This right here though, man, we are completely out of the wind. Oh, fish. Oh, come free, whatever he was. That's encouraging. Yeah, we can do whatever we want to right here with this. With the wind like this, we could throw the ultralight or the light action. I don't know that I'd want to throw it. I don't know that I'd want to throw it right here right now, but we'll see what happens when we get up here. I don't know anything about this area. I fished right here behind the place I'm staying the last couple years, but I have not fished up this far before, this direction anyway. So I don't really know. Well, I don't know what's up here. Oh. I feel like something hit me right there, unless I was coming through some grass. Y'all just along for the ride today, man. Again, we're out here exploring. And whatever we get is probably going to be something new to me, like them damn little fish that look like snakes kind of. Man, I don't know what they are. They ain't big as nothing, but it's something. Something's hit me 3 or 4 times right through here. I know I'm not dragging bottom with that thing as fast as I'm reeling it. We may throw some of that shrimp here in a minute just to see. Just to see if we hook something. See what they are. I don't see anything with my eyes, but that don't necessarily mean anything. Oh, there is something right there, by gosh. Oh, don't get me in the mangroves now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh boy, it hit me right on the, I don't know what we had, but he come off. He come off and fired that thing back at, that fish fought back, buddy. He fought back. I took a spoon to the shoulder, folks. That'd put your eye out if he'd hit it in the screen. Well, that is fish that's hitting us down through here. I don't know what that was, but we'll never know. But we know there's some fish here on these mangroves, so we're gonna work this area a little bit here, folks. Y'all agreeable to that? We'll work our way down through here. And again, we'll troll as we move place to place, I don't know how far this stretch of this canal goes. We got to go back at some point today, though. We'll still troll that barracuda tube and the spoon on our way back. And like I said, if you see any shark activity, you holler, and we're gonna bust him. We'll cut up a bait there in a cooler and toss it right on his nose. And we'll get towed around out here for a while. I'm gonna get me a shark some point this week. We did get a shark yesterday on a trip with the fishing guide, but it was one of them nurse sharks, so they don't fight like a regular shark. They're just more of a, it's hard to explain. It's kind of, they give up. You're basically pulling in their weight. It's not the same kind of fight. Oh, something got me. I'd like to know what this is, by gosh. Get a look at it here. I got my net here. We'll just net this daggone thing, whatever he is. Oh, it's a barracuda. Well, how about that? How about that? We got a barracuda, but not on the barracuda tube. He's a smaller barracuda, but he's got the teeth nonetheless, buddy. Hey, calm it down. You're on video right now. There's a bunch of people watching you act a fool. Well, we know the current's working this way too. Barracuda, you might be my thumbnail. I've only caught one barracuda prior to this, and he was a big one. Let me hold you up here in the light. Look at that thing, man. Look at the chompers on him. Let me hold you out like that, barracuda. Oh, light tackle. I guess this is considered light tackle. I mean, it is for saltwater fishing. I guess the bass tackle I'm using would be considered light tackle, but seems appropriate size for the way that fish fought. Bear with me a second here, folks. I'm trying to find my towel. Well, that was pretty cool. That's the second one I've ever caught, but still, to come out here, not know what the hell I'm doing, and we end up catching some fish, that's pretty cool, man. And, this spoon, I talked about this a little bit on the Lake Ida. A spoon is kind of like one of them lures that let me check my leader here too, after he got it with all them teeth. Yeah, there's a little bit of fray there. We'll try it. Try it a little bit longer. We may break off potentially. I don't really like to not retie right now if possible, but it's one of those lures that it travels well, really, because big fish eat smaller fish, right? Like that's nature. And when you're throwing this spoon, it is representing a small fish that has just gotten separated from a school. And that's when fish get picked off. They're not getting eaten. When they're in a tight school of other small fish, they're not getting eaten in those situations. You'll see it. I mean, sometimes you'll see it out on the water when the school of bait fish is up near the surface, you'll see it. But especially if you've got electronics, live scope, something like that, you'll see predator fish swim into a school of bait fish and bust them up. They'll try to bust up that school. And what they're wanting to do is they're trying to swim into that school and spook some of them bait fish into swimming out. And once they swim away, it's a lot easier for them predator fish to key in on them and pick them off. Because, I mean, if you got a few hundred bait fish all tightly schooled up and swimming together, it is hard for a predator fish to isolate or lock in on any one individual fish. But when that one or two fish, three fish gets all separated from the school, then they can really lock in on them and dial it in and pick them off. And so this spoon, as it's spinning and flashing and putting off that vibration as we bring it along, it's representing that small bait fish that is just frantically swimming, trying to find its school. It's vulnerable, it's panicking, and it's drawing attention from them predator fish. So that travels well, because, I mean, that's bait fish are getting picked off on every body of water throughout the country. Freshwater, saltwater, lakes, ponds, rivers, ocean. Oh, we got one follow. Oh, did you see that? He followed it all the way up. Something followed it right there. But that's happening on every body of water all around the world. Big fish are eating smaller fish every single day. And so it's one of them lures that can represent that. We're not very deep right here. I mean, I can see bottom. The way I fish these things, we're pretty much fishing near the surface, just subsurface. I've got I think that's a 1/4 ounce weight on there above the swivel, just to give it a little bit more casting distance. You're not, these sumo spoons are so lightweight, you're not going to cast them with any kind of distance unless you've got some kind of weight. This is just a little worm weight on this one. But the worm weight's light enough, it's heavy enough to cast, but light enough that you can still keep it up. So if you're fishing shallow water like we are here, if you're fishing a situation where you need to keep it up because that's where the bait fish are at, you can do so. We've had several hits coming down through here on this thing. I mean, several hits. We got the one barracuda. We had the other one just follow it a minute ago. I kind of want to keep casting it, but then I'm also thinking too, like, I wonder if we just shouldn't troll down through here. That way it would keep it in the water the whole time. Casting, from an efficiency standpoint, it can be a little bit inefficient because every time from right now, when the bait's out of the water, I've got to adjust my rudder, get myself repositioned, and then cast. That's time when you're not catching fish. There's no chance that you catch a fish when your bait's out of the water like that. Now you multiply that out by however the heck many casts you make in a day's time. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time without bait in the water. Whereas if you're trolling, your lure's in the water in the strike zone the whole time. You're constantly moving, and you can oftentimes, depending on the situation and your setup, troll multiple lures at the same time. So from an efficiency standpoint, but through here, I don't know if we're deep enough to really, I don't know if I control, I don't know how far that barracuda tube, I don't know how far it sinks. I don't know where this canal goes. Good news is I know how to find our way back. Just come out of here and keep pedaling until I see the place we're staying on the left. We're staying in a resort down here. I guess it's called a resort. I don't know if you'd really... I don't know if most people would consider it a resort, but that's what it's called. They've got like 20 little, my girlfriend calls it a hut. Nobody pizzas like the Hut. Free shout out to Pizza Hut there, even though their pizza's awful. I call it like a little bungalow, but they're 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. You got a living room, a kitchen, of course 2 bathrooms. You've got a storage area with laundry and all that. All the units have like a outside grill. What I really like is it's got a water hose. That's very helpful when you're fishing the salt water. It's not something I ever have to deal with back home, fishing freshwater, but in the salt water, when you get done fishing, you got to hose everything off, or else you get corrosion, rust and stuff. And so it's helpful having that right there where you're staying. And of course, putting in right here where I did, and there's a little, people can put a boat in there, but I mean, it's real shallow right there. But I mean, I just walked down to the sand and dropped the kayak in. I used my wheels, my cart. I didn't have to drive down to the beach. Not that it's that far anyway, but I could just roll the kayak right down there, put it in. So I mean, it's very convenient to fish here. Oh, I see something up here. You see that? You see that up there? Something's chasing a small fish up here above this buoy. Let's get up here and make some casts. Something was getting chased. Yeah, it's the accommodations here. The property is beautiful. It's amazing. The huts, as my girlfriend calls it, you know, they're a little, let's say they're dated. I guess they're just kind of cheap, would be the word. You know, and I'm sure they do it that way because every few years they're going to be damaged by hurricanes. I mean, let's face it, every few years hurricane's going to blow through and damage everything. And so the cheaper you can keep it, the better probably as far as repairs and stuff goes. But for what it is, man, for the location, the fact that, you know, you've got all the accommodations you need as far as having a place to cook, because I'm gonna tell you folks, down here in the Keys, man, food is pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna stand up here a second, stretch my legs and get a look around. Oh, there's something right there. I don't know what those fish are, but I just spooked them when I threw that spoon. But we can see a lot here. Throw over there. But food down here in the Keys, buddy, it is expensive. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I got back there fishing with the fishing guide. And by the time I got back, it was probably 2 o'clock and I was hungry. And I asked the girlfriend if she had eaten yet. She stayed there she just laid out. My girlfriend is the best person to bring on a trip like this because she's one of them girls that just likes to go out to the beach and lay in the sun, and she's a big time reader. I think my girlfriend reads all the time. And so she is perfectly content going out there, laying in the sand and reading her books all day. And so she stayed here while I went on the trip with the guide. And of course, I mean, she would have never made it on the trip anyway. She'd have been puking her guts out because she gets real bad motion sickness. And the waves we were in yesterday, especially when we went out offshore there, we'd have had to come back early if my girlfriend had been with us. She wouldn't have done well in it. But anyway, I got back and she hadn't eaten yet either. And so we thought, well, let's just go get something to eat, because I didn't want to cook nothing. She didn't want to cook nothing. We went to the grocery store and we got into town, and there's a Publix up the road from here. And so you got a Publix and a little mom and pop grocery store called the Trading Post. And yeah, you're gonna pay a premium for everything in both of those places. Supply and demand. There's only 2 grocery stores in town. They can name their price. But anyway, we didn't want to cook nothing. And so we thought, well, let's just go out and we'll pull in the first place you see. So we're pulling out of the resort area there, and I say right or left, and she says right. So we take a right. And that was the wrong direction to go, because once you get down, where we're staying at in Islamorada, you take a right. You got to go a long ways. There's a lot of kind of pretty much nothing until you hit civilization again. So we had to go a long ways, but we finally come up on this, I think it was called SS Grill, SS Bar and Grill, or SS Shipwreck Bar and Grill, or something like that. I'm gonna throw over here on this other side a little bit too for a second here, folks, in the shade a little bit. I'm gonna try to get over here enough to see how deep it is right here and make a few casts. Seems like we're getting shallower back up in here. Oh, that's a lot of grass right there. Yeah, it's shallower on this side. But anyway, we go to this restaurant. It's the first one we come to going that direction out of the place we're staying. And you know, again, it's just a little bar and grill. Like, you know, I wasn't thinking it was going to be incredibly expensive or anything. I mean, everything's more expensive. You pay a premium down here for everything. But a hamburger place back home that a hamburger might cost $12, here is going to be $15, $16, you know, that type of thing. You're paying a premium, but I mean, it's still, when you don't want to cook and you're starving, you know, you're going to pay it. You're going to pay a little extra. So anyway, we go in there, and I got a burger, and she got a chicken sandwich, and a burger and fries, chicken sandwich and fries, 2 drinks. And not alcoholic drinks either, but just drinks. Well, she got a Diet Coke, and I splurged and got me a Coke. I've gotten away from Cokes and stuff, but I'm on vacation, damn it. So I got me a Coke. We get the bill, and I wasn't really paying attention so much to the price, and I also didn't realize I paid with a card, and they charge a fee for the card. Would you believe it ended up being $52? Burger and fries and a Coke, and she got a chicken sandwich, fries, and a Diet Coke. $52. And listen, this wasn't like gourmet type food either, folks. I mean, this is your typical bar and grill hamburger and fries. Like, it ain't nothing to write home about. $52. I'm like, geez. So, it's expensive down here. I mean, everything you do is expensive down here. It's just, you're so far away from the mainland. You don't have a lot of the chain restaurants. They did just recently get a Wendy's. Since I was here last year, they've gotten a Wendy's in Islamorada. And the guide yesterday said there was a McDonald's. I do remember passing McDonald's. I didn't know that it was in Islamorada, but. So you got those two as far as chain restaurants goes. But all the other restaurants are just like mom and pop, individual owner type things. And so it's kind of, you know, it's just, you come down here, you just gotta understand you're gonna pay a premium for food. Here's what I'm gonna do, folks. We've made several casts now and we haven't gotten a bite. And we seem to be in water that's a little bit more shallow. I'm kind of thinking about taking off trolling again. I kind of want to just, I mean, at this point, we're damn near pot committed to see where this canal takes us. So you want to, let's do it. Let's just, I'm not going to run this thing very far behind the kayak. That way, the shorter the cast we make with it, the less likely it is to snag bottom. The longer the cast you make when you're trolling, the deeper that spoon's going to run. I really don't know if I should even try this tube, but I kind of want to. Let's do it. We only live once, folks, that we know of. Well, if you're one of them people that believes in reincarnation, we may live 8 or 10 times. I don't know. I'm just gonna make a, oh hell, I'm already hung. Okay, there it comes. There we go. All right, well, let's troll for a minute. Let's see what happens here, if anything. See where this canal goes. It definitely seems to be tightening down here as we make our way up. We saw them boats come out of here though, so I mean, it's got to lead somewhere. I wonder if it leads to the other side of the island. Where I'm staying at, you can literally, we're at the end unit. So again, there's 10 units, there's 20 units at the resort area, then 2 bedroom, 2 baths. And it's a line of 10 of them down through there on each side. You pull out the driveway there at the end we're on, go out to the main road, you can see the water, the ocean on the other side. Like this section of Islamorada is very narrow. And so it's possible this canal, it's possible that it leads out to the other side. That would be interesting if it did. I don't know if we're gonna catch anything on that tube coming through here, but there could be something big. You know, and if it does go out to the ocean here, it's possible that some larger fish use this canal to get back and forth between whatever the hell it is over here and kind of the bay area behind us that we came from. Again, folks, we're on an adventure today. This is us exploring. I give you the disclosure, I try to up front, like I'm not a saltwater fisherman. I'm out of my element here. If you tune in to see, are you kidding me? Look at that. Somebody's put their advertisement right there on a damn tree to try to get a fishing guide. Book a trip right there. That seems like an odd place. It caught my attention though. I don't know how many people's coming through here that's gonna see that advertisement, but you never know what you're gonna see down here, folks. But I'm not a saltwater fisherman. I'm not an expert at it. I'm a total rookie, Guggen, ignoramus, whatever you want to call it, man. I'm that. So my channel ain't the one to come to for expert advice and opinions. I'd hit up Elias V Fishing. He's very good in the saltwater, catches fish everywhere he goes. He's your resource for saltwater fishing. Me, I'm just gonna mess around and hope to get lucky. And I'm a pretty lucky person in life. Things oftentimes just go my way. And so I've been fortunate in my trips down here the last couple years. This is my 3rd year coming down to the Keys. I've been here for a week straight the last 2 years. And this resort we're staying at, it's a timeshare resort. I don't own a timeshare, but I've rented somebody else's week. And so it's Saturday to Saturday, their weeks go. And, you know, so I've got very limited experience down here in this style of fishing in these waters. But I mean, it's fun. It's different, you know. It's nice to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Scary at times when you're out in the ocean and you've got a big shark on the end of your line and it's towing you. Very scary. A fun scary, but scary nonetheless. But it's fun to get out of your comfort zone, see some different sights, do some different things. And whatever happens, happens, man. There's bonus fish for me. If I catch something on vacation, I think we got a weed on our spoon here. Yeah, y'all are pulling in grass. Ain't no wonder you ain't catching no fish with that. Get away from these trees before I cast it back out. We're gonna be in a worse snag than grass. But yeah, it's fun, man, and that's it. That's what going on vacation is about. It's having fun. I'm gonna have fun regardless on this trip. I mean, me and my girlfriend's got several things planned. We hit up the putt-putt place down there. We had a very competitive putt-putt match. I feel like I won. She says otherwise. We ended up tying, and y'all can chime in on this. Tell me what you think. I know y'all are gonna have my back. So the final score was a tie, but I had a hole in one and she didn't. So I feel like when you got a tie, you got to go to a tiebreaker, and it should be whoever had the most holes in one. That should be the first tiebreaker. So therefore I won. Now she says otherwise, but I feel like I won. So we got to have a rematch at some point this week. We went to, I still don't know how to say the name of it. Bahia Honda State Park. Pick your pronunciation. I don't know that anybody really knows, but it's a pretty cool place. It costs, they charge you per person, they count how many people's in your car, and that's how much you pay to get in. I think for us, it was $9. It wasn't bad. But they've got some really nice beaches. They've got a boat ramp there. They've got a campground. They've got some hiking trail areas. It's a really nice area. And so we went there and poked around. We're gonna go to the turtle hospital. They've got a sea turtle hospital and sanctuary area. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna go do it. We wanted to do that last year and we didn't get to it. And so this year it's a priority. So we're probably gonna do that this afternoon or tomorrow. We may or may not end up going down to Key West. We went down there last year and walked around a little bit and ate at Margaritaville, the original Margaritaville, but I don't know if we'll go back down there or not. But I think we're gonna go back on Thursday when the wind is low. And she wants to go back to the Bahia State Park and read her books on the beach there. And I'm gonna go out there to that island off of that, behind the bridge there, off that area, and set up and see if I can't catch a shark off that island, I think. So we got some stuff to do, but it's mainly just you're coming down here, like this is mainly a vacation, rest, relax. You come down here to paradise, man, on these islands, and it's just mainly just kind of decompress a little bit. And after driving through South Florida, I mean, up there on the mainland, buddy, everywhere you go is gridlock traffic. You do get on the interstate and people are blowing by you 100 miles an hour. Like, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy up there. It's so much hustle and bustle going on. When you get through that to get down here where it's just kind of, it's so much, I mean, there's just less people, less traffic, everything. It's just nice to kind of relax, decompress, get away from the grind, the rat race. And so that's what we're gonna do. I think my girlfriend's brought a whole library with her, but she can go through about a book a day. Me, I pretty much only read if I'm on the toilet and I'm reading something on my phone, if I am. I'm seeing some bait fish flicker right up in through here. It opens up right up here. I don't know what we're about to go out into, but we're gonna take a look. We might be exposed to the wind again when we get out here, but it'll be interesting just to go and see what we got going on out here. I don't know where we're at. If by chance we did end up getting lost today, I guess I could find a place to get out and call a girlfriend and have her come get me. I guess that's what we'd have to do. Send her a GPS pin. The water seems a little cloudier up here in color. This canal, I mean, it may have been, and we got that little barracuda, but it may turn out to be a waste of time for us. But it's one of them things we're not going to know until we try it. And again, I'm so inexperienced. I should probably be throwing some live bait up along the edge of the mangroves and stuff. That's probably what I should be doing. I brought our bucket with us, and I thought if we could find a dock that was kind of like, right there's a bunch of bait fish right there, I see them. I didn't bring a cast net, we could have cast netted those. But I thought, what I did think I'd do, if we found a dock that was kind of protected from the wind, we could take our either ultralight or light action. We got something here, something hit us. I hope it ain't another one of them little snake things. No, it ain't. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's another barracuda. A little tiny barracuda right there. Well, ain't that interesting. Well, I've doubled my barracuda catches today. Give me that hook back, would you? We're drifting backwards here. I guarantee we got our tube hung or in the grass or something by now. Goodness gracious, look at them chompers on him though, man. Them things. He's got a mouth on him. Get out of here. Let me reel in our tube right quick, because I know with us drifting backwards, we are probably down in that grass. Yep, sure enough. Goodness, what a mess. Current's definitely moving through here. I don't know how fast we're moving, but it's going this direction for sure. I'm pot committed at this point, buddy. We're going to get out here to the edge of this and see, and take a look around, see what's out here. We'll throw our spoon back out as we travel, though. We might catch another little something, folks. Another barracuda. Apparently the two dumbest barracuda on the face of the earth has been caught by a guy that don't know how to catch barracuda. The one I caught last year was big. The one and only one I caught. He was probably 4 foot or longer. And I'd caught him while I was shark fishing. A piece of cut bait. Or maybe he ate a live pinfish, I don't know. I can't remember what he ate last year. But anyway, I brought this bucket because I thought if we got around some docks that were shielded from the wind to where we could throw the lighter tackle, we could catch us some pinfish. And then we could take them pinfish and toss them around the docks and stuff and catch us something bigger. The dock where I'm staying at is loaded with pinfish. I was able to catch all I could ever want there last year. Here's some more bait fish right here. I don't know if you can see them on camera. I'm gonna hold it up a little bit. They're right over there on the edge. Yeah, we could have definitely, if we had a cast net with us, we could, oh, I got something else right, oh, something had hit us. Something hit us, he didn't hook up. But yeah, them pinfish, they're popular bait fish. We used them a little bit yesterday on the, with the guide trip there, that fella. But you buy them things at the bait shop, they're like $30 a dozen. Well, that's almost $3 a piece. You can sit there and catch them off them docks for free. I mean, just to put a little, cut up a piece of frozen shrimp, put it on a jig head, toss it out. They'll tear them things up. Okay, folks, we got a big bridge up here. I have no idea where the hell we're at. But that's a big bridge up there. Clearly out in open water. How far are we into this mess? Anybody still watching at this point? We're over an hour in. We're going to be exposed to the wind out here, but would any of y'all be opposed to trolling our way up to the bridge and maybe throwing out a piece of cut bait? I don't know what bridge that is. I think we've went north of where we started. We could go up there to that bridge and see where the wind is coming from this direction. And we've got that land over there. I guess that's an island. That offers a little bit of protection. I don't know what it'll be like once we get up here because there's, you know, wide open water that way. I think we just do it. But y'all, if y'all are up for an adventure, let's go up here. We'll see what's going on up here at this bridge. And maybe we'll throw out some cut bait. Maybe we'll catch a big shark. I don't know. I don't know what bridge that is. I mean, I've driven over it, obviously, to get to where I'm staying, but I don't know as far as the name of it goes, like off the top of my head. I'm gonna throw out this tube behind us now. I think we're in a little bit deeper water here. Throw that tube back out as we make our way along. I would love for that thing to go down. Now I apologize, y'all can't really see the rods. I don't really have, this probably isn't my final setup as far as where I'm going to put the rods and stuff, but it's kind of working for me right now, and so this is kind of an experimental, really the whole month that I've had this kayak now, it's kind of been an experiment as far as where I want to put things and all that. So I don't really have everything dialed in yet. But for right now, we're rolling with it. It's working out. I can feel them fish hit. So even though I'm not really looking at the rod tips per se, I can feel them hit. I don't know how far away that bridge is. It's probably farther away than what it seems. But, oh, there's another bridge right here. Well, ain't this interesting? We've got two of them. I wonder which is the deeper of the two. This is a smaller bridge over here. I bet the current is probably quicker through there. But the way the wind's blowing, it may be easier on us right there potentially to work that one. Well, maybe that ain't a smaller bridge. It keeps, I keep coming around the corner here and the bridge keeps getting longer and longer. Yeah, I think we'll just go over here and work this one. This one's closer and it's definitely a bigger bridge than what I had thought initially. Let's just go over there. We'll cut up a piece of meat, drop it down, and see what happens. What I'll try to do, I'm not gonna anchor this kayak. I don't have a good way to anchor it. And I don't really feel comfortable. I tried over there in the Intracoastal that day, that it was real choppy. Now I just couldn't hold. I didn't feel comfortable with it, and so I definitely don't want to be trying to anchor it out in deeper water. But what we'll do, and this is what I've done the last couple of years, instead of using a physical anchor, quote unquote, I basically just spot lock us with my legs. I will turn into the current and pedal just fast enough to kind of hold our position. And that seemed to work out. Well, we got a couple boats over here. We must be in the right place. There's somebody over there fishing. We'll see what's going on in these bridge columns. Maybe we'll get up under there and drop something down, folks. No promises, man, no promises. But again, we're adventuring. Be curious to see the current flow. The current's going to be the thing once we get over here. Like, am I going to be on the treadmill the whole time? I'm still not really used to the tidal situation. Chase Masters there, he was that fishing guide I had met at the gas station. I fished with him there yesterday. He gave me some advice on it there and was like, as far as timing the tides, he said that the last 30 minutes of whether it's regardless if it's incoming, outgoing tide, the last 30 minutes of it, you'll have your slack water period there between the tides, and then the first 30 minutes of the new tide, whether it's incoming, outgoing, that's going to be my best bet as far as dealing with the least amount of flow. Because I'm telling you folks, man, you get down there, I'll just use that Bahia, Honda, whatever place. That's a very deep channel down there. And man, that current, man, when the tide's going, that current through there, it's ripping. I got down there last year and I couldn't hardly function. Like I got swept down. At one point I was trying to troll along the edge of them bridge columns and I got swept down in one of them bridges while I was trying to get unhung. I like to never got back out of there because the current was so strong. And I thought, what the hell am I going to do if I do hook into a big shark or something that tows me way out? Am I even going to make it back? I was a little concerned about it. So the current, man, around these bridges and stuff, it really funnels down, and I think it speeds up and can get a little questionable. We're gonna just set up here. Again, I don't have a graph, so I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be dealing with as far as depth and goes and whatnot. But I can see that current moving. You can see it, man, along the bridge right there. You can see it. We're really picking up speed right here. I'm not pedaling at all, and we're moving. We're going to be on the damn treadmill to fish right here, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it, folks. You only live once, man. We reel in our lures. Y'all done picked up some more seaweed on this one. The good thing is the current is moving through here, but at least right now anyway, I'm not feeling the wind. So there's not a lot of chop on the water. And so I can deal with current, I can deal with chop, but choppy current is where it gets a little undesirable. So let's do this. I got a feeling if we do get bit right here, the shark is probably going to take us out this direction. But again, worst case scenario, we get pulled out this way. Instead of going back the way we came, we just go down this beach and I'll have my girlfriend come pick us up. That's what we'll do. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get us up here on one of these bridge columns, and that way we can kind of use it as a visual aid to see where we're at as far as holding our position, since I'm gonna have to pedal to hold us in place. It'll give me just a visual reference point, and we'll drop down a piece of cut bait. I've still got that jack. We'll cut him up, and yeah, we'll see what happens, folks. Let me get us back up here. Get our shark rod out and ready. This is my Catfish Sumo Elite 150 rod. This is a very heavy action catfish rod. It can deadlift 150 pounds. I've got a Daiwa Seagate SGT 50 reel, 50 pound line. We've got this down to a wire leader with a Catfish Sumo hangry hook on there, 10-aught size hangry hook. So, okay, this boat over here, he's anchoring down right there. We got one over there on the other side, so we'll come up here. We might have some road noise right here where we're at. Y'all bear with me on that. I got the Fancy Pants microphone on, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Yeah, let me just get us up here, and we'll use this bridge column. We'll throw out behind us a little bit and just hold in place. Give it an hour or so and see what happens. I got them bluegill left in here too. They're getting a little bit old now, but hell, so's the jack at this point. I should have kept some of them fish yesterday. Now, I didn't think about it at the time, but I should have kept some of them fish that we were catching with the fishing guide. Hang on. Dadgummit. Y'all have got our tools hung. They're down in my crate. Why can't I get that thing out? There we go. Get that out there. You can see my fancy system, fancy tackle storage system here. Plastic bags. It's functional. Function over beauty, folks. Let me get these out. We're probably gonna need these too if we hook into something. We'll definitely need a way to cut that leader. The downside of hooking something big that you can't land in the kayak, this is that jack I caught there trolling with the spoon that day I went to the Intercoastal. The downside of hooking something big in the kayak is you really can't do anything with it. Like you can't, we're not gonna get it tamed and landed, right? Like we're not gonna be, I'm not anyway. There's no way, it takes so long to wear them down because they're not really pulling against anything. So what we're gonna have to end up doing if we hook something is just tire him down, try to get down to our leader and cut it. That's what we're gonna end up doing. That pisses a bunch of people off, but I can tell you just from being here years past, it don't take long for metal to rust out here in the saltwater. Like it really, very quickly things just deteriorate. All right, I think we're ready now. I'm ready, you ready? Let's do it. I have 2 of these rods set up for shark fishing. I only brought one with me today. I really don't feel comfortable throwing 2 out in a situation like this where we're going to be holding ourselves in place, because when the first one hits, it's game on. And I don't really have time to reel in a second line before he either gets hung up in it or just has me around a bridge or whatever, you know. It's just from a safety aspect of it and the fact that I'm just not very good at this, it's better to just fish one rod. Maybe over time, if I get a little better at this, I'll get more comfortable with it to do multiple rods. Or when I go down there, hopefully Thursday, if the forecast stays the same, and we go down there to that state park, and I fish that island, then I'll use the kayak, go out, drop baits off that island, and come back, and we'll be able to fight them from the land. Now, I don't know if I have enough line on my reels to do that, but that will be certainly what we try. The fact that there's two other boats here, and both of them look like they know what they're doing. They're fancy boats. That's definitely makes me feel a little bit better that we're at least around some fish. And if there's fish here, then there's probably sharks nearby. All right, here we go. Here we go, folks. This is a piece of that. I'm just gonna put a hunk of meat on there, man. Yeah, let's hook it better than that. All that stuff is pretty tough, ain't it? There we go. All right. Get this out of the way too while we're at it. I don't want to be fooling with that while we're hooked up with something. All right. right. So I'm not putting any weight on here. Nothing like that. The bait will just go where it goes down there, but what I am going to do, I'm going to get us right up here by this column, and I'm just going to start letting that line. Let it sink down. And I'll hold us in place here, and whenever it stops and hits bottom, that's where we'll fish, and I'll just hold us here. We'll just hang out like wet clothes. I tell you folks, man, we hook into something big right here, we're going to end up, the girlfriend's going to have to come get us. Okay, it's on bottom now, so I'm going to let out just a little bit more. I'm going to put our clicker on. So now, when something picks it up, it'll take off and we'll hear that clicker going. I'm going to put our other rod here, this one behind us. We may sit here and, while we're waiting on that, we may sit here and make a cast or two with the spoon around this bridge. Let's see where we're at on time here. We'll give this maybe an hour or so. Again, I don't know if this is the place to be, the thing to do or not, but it's what we're doing. Actually, what will be easier on us is this. We'll put it on this side, that way I can cast. Maybe an old southpaw. Be easier for us to cast right here if I have that on my right side. We'll just cast up here around this concrete bridge piling. If there's something around, it should find it pretty quickly. One thing about sharks is they're very good at picking up on blood. They're very, oh, something got me right there. Something got me. Something got me. I don't know what this is. We might have us some fresh bait right here. We might have us some fresh bait, buddy. Right up there in the shade. Oh, it's another jack. It's a smaller one too. That's perfect. Yeah, all right. Well, here's a dilemma, folks. Here's a dilemma. Should I put that thing on live? Should I cut him up, cut some slits in him and put him on live? Or should we save him and use him as cut bait? I could get a couple baits out of him. Boy, I'm in a real dilemma here, folks. I'm in a real dilemma. I kind of want to put him on live. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put him on live, folks. Would y'all be agreeable to that? Hold on, let me go ahead and reel in. We just cast this damn thing out. Hang on with me. Hang on with me. I know I'm a cluster here, but I want to just... This jack here I caught a few days ago. This one here in our floor is, I mean, he's fresh, buddy. He's as fresh as it gets. We'll throw that out there, some chum. I don't know the best way to hook this thing, but I'm thinking what we're going to do. I'm going to hook him. We actually got him in the nose there with our spoon. Okay. I don't know if we should hook him in the back. Or out to, maybe we'll just hook him out to here. Let's just hook him out the nose. And I'm gonna cut some slits in him. Okay, let's get our other hook out now that he's secure. We'll get him bleeding a little bit. Y'all look away. Here, y'all, some of y'all are gonna be offended about this, so I'm just gonna turn y'all away a second. Yeah, I'm just gonna get him bleeding a little bit, and he'll get down there and kick around because he's still alive. He'll disperse that blood a little bit, and now we've got a huge bait on, folks. That's we got a real chance with this one now. I'm feeling so much more confident now. Okay, let me get us back up here now. Let me get us back up here. I'm feeling real confident now, folks. I'm feeling real confident now. Not that I wasn't confident before, but I wasn't. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, man. We're just winging it here. Let me get me a thumbnail right fast. Can I do that? Okay. There is potentially a thumbnail. Okay. All right. Well, let's throw him out there behind us. He can swim around and do his thing. We'll make some more casts with the spoon up here. That didn't take long at all. Man, y'all, I can't believe that. We got us a big bait right there, man. All right. Got our clicker on. If that thing starts zinging, y'all hang on, because we in for a battle, man. Whatever, it's gonna take a little 2-foot shark ain't eating that thing. Y'all got water all over the lens? Boy, you do. You got a little spray. Before I make another cast here, I want y'all to be able to see when we get bit with that thing. Much better. Y'all look amazing now. Much better. Let me turn my battery pack on too. I guess that would help probably. Okay. All right. All right, let's make us some more casts here with this daggone spoon and see what else we can get. He's still alive. We're going to hear that clicker go a little bit as he moves around and whatnot. I cut him pretty good, so he's going to, I hope he's going to die fairly quickly, but I didn't want him pulling non-stop down there because he'd take off with all our line. Let's make some casts. Right up there in the shade around that other column. Just gonna kick here lightly. My pedals hold us in place. We may have to periodically reel him in a little bit. Keep him from running out too much line. The good thing about these reels, I mean, granted, I don't have a ton of line on them. Oh, boy, it hit me right there as I was about to bring it up. I don't have a ton of line on them as far as like trying to set up on the bank and catch big sharks. But for kayak purposes, we can chase them down. Like they're not going to be able to run out a lot of line because we can go after them. I'll let that thing sink a little bit and then reel it. There's activity right here, buddy. The wind we're kind of shielded from the wind here. This is really ideal. The current is moving, but it's not so bad that I can't hold us in place. Like I don't feel like we're on the treadmill per se. I mean, I'm gonna have to move nonstop, but It's not unbearable. There's clearly some fish here. We got other fishing guide boats over here, so they certainly know their stuff. The only thing we're going to have working against us here is a little bit of road noise. I can deal with that if y'all can. Actually, it's probably louder what I'm hearing, because that microphone's pretty good at filtering a lot of that stuff out. So, what all have we got today so far? We got them little snake fish, whatever they are. What do we get? Like 3 of those. 2 small barracuda. We've got a jack now. Hopefully gonna get us a shark, man. We could end up having a pretty productive morning here, potentially. Jack's trying to swim off there. What I may end up doing, I've got just the clicker engaged. He's in free spool. What I may end up doing is engaging the reel and just really lowering the drag. That way the rod ain't gonna get ripped off the kayak if something big hits it, but it might give him a little bit more resistance there to quit swimming. I thought I'd cut him enough that he would not be swimming. Spoon messed up on that cast. I bet you we could take a lighter tackle here, and I bet you we could take lighter tackle and really work these bridge columns and catch us something. Probably catch us some snapper and some other species of fish right here. We may try that in a minute. I've got on my light tackle rod 6-pound line and a small jig head, a 1/32 ounce head. I don't know the size of the hook. I think it might be a number 4 size hook. My ultralight, I've got the 1/64 ounce number 8 hook. I don't think we can throw the ultralight here because of the wind, but we might could get by with the light tackle. I wish I knew how deep we were. I can't see bottom here. Y'all keep an eye out too in case boats are coming. We might have to slide over a little more. I'm having fun, y'all. The anticipation of what's coming on that live bait, it's both exciting and honestly a bit terrifying at the same time. Because God knows what we're going to hook into. A little baby shark ain't going to be able to eat that thing. Their mouths ain't big enough. So, it's going to take a larger specimen to get it. And we hook into a larger specimen, we're in for a 2-hour battle, maybe longer. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Something got him. Put my thumb on the spool here. I think he may have just made a little surge. I thought something was about to, no, by gosh, something, oh crap, I just messed up my line. Let him take some more line here. Get this mess sorted out. We're about to go for a ride here, folks. We're about to go for a ride as soon as I get my backlash undone here. I'm an idiot. Something's got him though. I'm gonna let him eat it. Get that loop out right there. Y'all ready? Let's something let him go. I can't catch up to him now. Did something cut us off? Or is he coming right at us? He's gone. He's gone, buddy. Something. Well, boy, ain't that a kick to the gonads. He's gone. You think he come off the hook? How would he have come off the hook when... You know what? I screwed the pooch on that one, folks. I screwed the pooch. I got excited. I lost my damn mind. And I got us a backlash, and I just... You know what? I messed that up all the way around, folks. I'm just... You can't take me nowhere. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to bust out that other jack head and put it on until we can get us something else to potentially put on. But by God, it didn't take long, did it? Something had him. Something had him, folks. That head's pretty big. Let me put on another piece of meat here until I can get us something else. A live bait of some kind. Dadgummit, I can believe I done that. But at the same time too, it's like, damn. That's normally the kind of thing I'd blame on you, but that's all on me. I'm just out of sorts out here, folks. I'm out of sorts. I wanted that fish though, man. I don't know what it was that had him. I botched it, buddy. I botched it all the way around. I suck at this. But I'm gonna get better. And I'm gonna keep having fun as I mess things up. Okay. Let's just do that again. We'll just let out some line right here and mosey up, back up here to the bridge. I think what I'm gonna try to do right here, I'm gonna get a little closer to it. I'm gonna bust out the light rod. We'll see if we can't toss some shrimp right here and catch a little bit of everything. Don't let me backlash that again. I really screwed up. I really screwed up. Okay. All right. Boy, the comment box is going to be good today, folks. Everybody's going to be lighting me up. People, I swear, some of them just wait till I mess up just so they can chime in and be the know-it-all. Hell, I don't know a damn thing, and I admit I don't know a damn thing, but boy, people love to give it to me every time I screw something up. And I definitely screwed that up. Okay. Let me get this. Well, I put my cutting board up because we're going to need it. Yeah, we're just going to throw out some shrimp right here. Throw out some shrimp right here by this bridge, and we'll just see what happens. Let me get... You can buy these packs of frozen shrimp down here at the bait shop. They're a few dollars. And it really... it don't seem to be like any part of the shrimp that really matters. It's just a piece of shrimp. I just put on a little piece. If I can actually get in the bag to get them. I'm gonna be drifted a half a mile backwards here if I ain't careful. And this right here is where you miss the spot lock, folks. I miss that old spot lock. Situations like this where I can hit a button, hold myself in place. I wouldn't miss it getting it on and off the water, that's for damn sure, but I'm actually out here on the water. Okay, now we're ready. Now we're ready. Take a small piece of shrimp, just hook it on that jig head. And now let's just give it a toss right here. Wind's blowing more than I would like, but we'll try it. Might probably need a heavier jig head, which I don't think I have any heavier jig heads with I have heavier jig heads. I don't think I have any with the smaller hook. We'll work this a little while. May just have to let it sink down a little farther. Most of these bridges, though, you get over here on this concrete and you get a piece of shrimp over there, you're going to get bit. Now we're going to have to take it easy with this 6-pound line. Last year I was throwing the 2-pound, the Ultralight, and I kept having these, I guess they're needlefish or something, break me off here something. Oh, and something hit me. And so I wanted a little bit heavier line, and I wanted a little bit more backbone on the rod as well. So I got this light action rod, and we'll try it out. This is my first go around here with this rod. I've tried using it in freshwater a couple times and didn't do any good. So we actually hook a fish here. Something stole our bait on that one, but if we actually hook a fish, we'll finally get maybe a chance to see what this rod is like to actually reel in a fish on. Something's got me. Is this another one of them damn needlefish things? I think it is. These are what was breaking me off last year. They're like almost like a little gar. They got all these needles, or teeth that are like needles, and they will cut your line easily. Let me get my pliers. Pliers, get that line out there. I could do without ever, these are like the channel cats of the ocean, man. I could do without ever catching another one of these things again. Oh, come on, give me that hook back. Give me that hook back, fish. I'm drifting away from the bridge. I ain't paying attention to you. Trying to multitask here. There we go. Goodness gracious, get rid of that thing. I think them are called needlefish, I'm pretty sure. Their teeth are like little needles. There's a million of them. They're like a gar, honestly, like a freshwater gar. That's what they remind me of. Okay. I'm gonna take my scissors here and cut another piece of this shrimp. May have bent my hook there a little bit too. Let me fix my hook. All right, now we're back in the game. Now let's see if we can catch something other than those over here, folks. Definitely need something other than that. Them things wouldn't be so bad if they wasn't so difficult to unhook. I got something else right here. Oh, whatever it was come off. Probably another one. He left the bait on there though. It's like he never happened. I just threw the bait off then. No, I didn't. I saw something go fly. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's part of the bait. I definitely threw it off then. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Boy, I suck at fishing today, folks. I am out of my comfort zone for sure. I am out of my comfort zone. Get me another one on here. I cut the dang thing. Y'all cut that shrimp for me, would you? Lord Almighty, I'm out here trying to hold us in place and catch a shark. I can't even get y'all to cut up a piece of shrimp for me. What the hell y'all doing out here, man? I would like to have something else that's really fresh to be able to put on for shark bait. Something fresh and still preferably alive. That damn jack may have just come off or something. I don't know. Felt like something had him, but who knows? We'll never know. Maybe one of them mysteries of the universe, we will never know. Really think the thing we would really like to know is how deep are we fishing right now? How long do I need to let that jig sink down to have a chance at catching something that is on or near bottom? I got something on there. I went to pick up on it. Didn't feel him. Got something. I think this is one of them yellowtails from yesterday we were getting. I'm pretty sure that's a yellowtail. These I don't know about. You know, I didn't even ask him yesterday. That was one of them questions I should have asked. Can I use these for bait? I don't know if I can or not. I'm going to throw him back. I don't want to incriminate myself on video. Should probably look that up. What's the restrictions on yellowtail? I know the snapper are a big deal down here. Everybody's proud of them snapper. They got to be a certain size limit, which I don't know. The yellowtail, I'm not entirely certain on how big a deal they are. We were catching a million of them yesterday out there. We could have sat there where we were at and just kept shellacking them. We ended up moving and trying to go deeper water, get something bigger. He was wanting to get some of the mutton snapper, and we got a couple that weren't very big out there in the deeper water. Didn't get any sharks out there, and the wind was just so bad I couldn't really stand up on the damn boat. I don't have my sea legs out there. The really rough water that we were experiencing yesterday. He's used to it, you know, he wasn't having any issues. I could barely stand up. I was hanging on for dear life. So, anyway, but where we were at on the reef, though, to begin with, he had put out a chum bag, and man, them fish, they were all behind the boat. You could see them behind the boat. Every time you tossed the bait out there, whether it was shrimp, pinfish, whatever, they were getting hit very quickly. That's not a, don't get excited over that clicker. That was just me moving higher up here on this bridge. I need to find out if I can use them yellow. There's something. Oh, it's gonna pull now, whatever this is. This is gonna pull. Maybe this will be another jack. I know I can use them. There's a few of these fish, whatever they are. There's a few of them right here. If we can keep him hooked. I saw he had friends with him. This one had friends. How awesome would it be if it's something I know we can use? Oh, we can definitely use this now. I think this is a mackerel. He's got a few friends with him too. There, get in there, yes. All right, folks, well, I know we can use this. Yes, all right. He had friends with him as well. Okay, folks, business picked up here. We will cut up our mackerel. Yes, all right. He's eating part of my net. Hell, there may be size limits on these damn mackerel too, for all I know. I know I can use them, but I don't know the restrictions on them. Either way, I'm gonna risk it. No risk it, no biscuit, Bruce Arians so famously said. Okay, let me get this thing in here. Reel in this one. We'll put this thing on. We'll do the same thing we did. I've got this thing hung. There it comes. We'll do the same thing we did with the jack. We will put him on the hook. We will cut him up a little bit. Get him bleeding a little bit. And we'll let him do the work for us down there. Bear with me a second here, folks. I got to, there we go, buddy. I tell you, buddy, you throw you some shrimp on a jig head, anything's possible. Absolutely anything is possible, man. You will hook literally anything and everything. Again, I'm going to just run this hook. I'm going through both lips this time. Let me get us back up here. Get us back up here by the bridge. We'll cut some slits in him. Throw him out. One of y'all is going to catch me breaking the law, not trying to break the law. But like these mackerel here, I don't know what you... I'm confident that's a mackerel. As far as the rules on them, though, you know, hell, there's so many damn fish. I should know. I'm responsible for knowing, but I don't. And I fully admit I don't. Regardless, we're going to try to use him. They'll just send me a ticket in the mail, I guess, if I break the law. God knows they will. Somebody's gonna turn me in for sure. I get turned in all the time for catfishing. People think I'm breaking the law with using crappie and stuff. But unfortunately for them people back home that try to get me in trouble, I ain't breaking the law back home. Here, not entirely certain. So let me get me another potential thumbnail here. Let me get me another thumbnail here, folks. Potentially, anyway. Let me turn that way, maybe, or this way. I need the light, that's what I need. Yeah, it'll have to do. I need the damn lights, what I need. Y'all just bear with me here. We're playing YouTuber, we're playing fisherman. I think that mackerel's already dead. I may have done, I don't know how hardy they are. And I may have cut him a little too deep. But either way, we're gonna throw him out. He had a bunch of friends with him. He had a bunch of friends with him when I was reeling him in. I don't know if y'all could see them on camera, but they were coming up. If he's already dead, I wonder if I shouldn't just cut the whole side of him off. Because he's literally, I'm just going to fillet a side of him. I had hoped to throw him out live, but he's not. He's already kicked the bucket. He's already done for, man. This thing ain't hard. These things apparently ain't hardy at all. I'll just slice him like that, maybe. Get him opened up a little more there. Okay. Game on. Game on, folks. Game on. We'll get back up here at this bridge and we'll catch us some more fish while we wait on this to go down. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, throw out some shrimp around bridge, you can't go wrong with it. Even for just a complete dumbass like myself that don't have a clue what I'm doing. I mean, I can't mess this up. I can mess up the shark fishing, that's for damn sure. I can get myself a backlash, bunches of them. But when it comes to putting a jig head with a piece of shrimp on it, man, you're gonna catch everything. And I'll tell you this too, I like doing light tackle fishing anyway. Y'all know I do, regular viewers. So to be able to come do it and get such a variety, it's pretty awesome. Because there's the anticipation of it. I mean, it's certainly not as exciting as the anticipation of what's going to eat that whole mackerel on there. If something eats it, we're in for a really good time. But I mean, there is anticipation when you throw out this light tackle, and the fact that you just don't know. You don't know what's going to be on there. We've got a jack, we got them needlefish, we got the mackerel. I guarantee if we can get it down to the bottom, there's going to be some snapper. We got that little yellowtail earlier. And this is as simple as it gets, folks. Like, this ain't, I can literally see the target we're throwing at. We've got a basic 1/32 ounce jig head with, I think, a number 4 size hook. And a piece of shrimp on there. And we just let it get down there, let it sink down, we'll reel it up and try it again. The biggest challenge for us is just dealing with the current and the little bit of wind that we're dealing with here. Now we're in front of the bridge in front of Robbie's. Robbie's is a popular place down here. I've not been there, but I think you can hand feed tarpon over there at their dock. Pretty sure that's the place. I've been told I need to go there. It's right over there to the left. So, again, I ain't trying to hide like the spots or something. When I come out here and I was talking about this bridge, like, I genuinely didn't know the name of the bridge. I still don't know the name of the bridge. But like down here, I don't really, I don't hide anything on my videos anyway, but like, I don't know that you can really fish a bad bridge down here. Anywhere where there's a concrete structure, you're going to have some fish nearby. And these bridges all have this, one, there's always faster current around the bridges. And two, you've obviously got a deeper channel here around these bridges. Something tugged on me. Did he break me off? He got my bait. So, you know, you can't go wrong any of them down through here. It's really from a kayak fishing perspective. Which bridges can you access? Which can you launch a kayak in, or close enough distance to be able to go fish? This one here, we just happened to find our way through that canal, and here we are at it. So we're gonna roll with it, man. Give me another piece of shrimp on. You do get robbed on a lot of these real small fish will rip you off. I think a lot of them needlefish are a problem. They'll certainly get you. They'll take your whole damn jig head, not just your bait too, with all their teeth. Although the 6-pound line seems to be holding up better. That mackerel had teeth. The needlefish certainly had teeth, so we're doing okay right now. We ain't broke off yet. I need to hold the rod here in my right hand. I'm left-handed, but I've got to keep my left hand on the rudder here to steer the kayak, because I just got the wind is hitting us a little more right now at the moment. And so I've got to try to hold us in position best I can. Boat control, the biggest challenge right now for me is boat control. Now this ain't something that I do all the time, even back home. Like, I'm not fishing like this, so I'm not particularly good at it. I fully own the fact I'm not very good at it. But we're making it work. You know, we're on vacation, we're making it work. Let's see if I can get that one a little over there. Maybe when the current pushes it back, maybe it'll push it into that bridge column there below it. We'll mix it up, you know, we'll sit here, we'll do this. We will bust out that spoon again here in a little while. I guarantee you them mackerel, they'd have hit that spoon too. I caught 2 years ago, whenever I was here with Elias, I got mackerel, and I got them on a crappie jig. So we're just going with it, man. We're gonna catch a little bit of everything, and it's all new to me. It's all exciting, man. I really want that mackerel we cut to get eat, though. That's what I really want to happen. We sat here long enough today, it probably will happen. It didn't take long with that jack for something to, assuming it was something that got after it. I don't know how it got off the hook. Something just went wrong. I botched it, man. Things happen. I'm excited. Wind's hitting us. You see how the wind hit us from the side and I get pushed off all the way over this way? I'm telling you, this kayak really gets blown. But again, navigating in the current, it's just so much easier in this thing. Yes, it gets blown. Here's a fish. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Whatever it is, there's a bunch of them. I don't know what it is. I saw several. Is that another one of them? Yeah, that's another one of them. Let me get us turned around here. No, he's ate that thing deep. Now, I don't know what the hell that is. Is that a mackerel? He's got a yellow tail. He's got a mackerel-like body. He's ate that jig deep. Boy, his spines on his back are tough. I've butchered this thing, folks. Y'all look away. I'm gonna get my jig back because I'm gonna just throw this thing. We're gonna throw him. We're gonna throw him in the cooler. He'll be a bait for later. Either we'll need him today or I'll use him tonight. But either way, he's a goner either way, folks. I'd hooked him so deep that I just went ahead and got the jig back out. Some people won't like that, but that's fishing, man. He got my thumb too, buddy. He had some spines on him. I don't know what kind of fish that was. Our 6-pound line though, man, it's hanging in there. I figured we're gonna go through some jig heads. Whatever he was a good time. Let me get us back up here again. We'd definitely, if it wasn't for the wind, we'd definitely be able to probably catch fish more efficiently here. But I think we're going to end up getting a bunch of them regardless. And we're doing it while we got a bait out for a shark. We could too, if this don't pan out, we could go up to the other bridge. But I'm pretty content with staying here for a while. Boy, my thumb's stinging right there, folks. You got me. Whatever them spines were on him, man, here, sharp. That's another thing, these saltwater fish, I don't know how to handle most of them. You know, I don't know. You definitely don't want to stick your thumb in any fish's mouth. That's for dang sure. I've got some fish grips for bigger fish, but you know, smaller ones like that, ain't much we can do with them other than just grab them. The thing gets down there between them two bridge columns, buddy, it's getting hit. The current's kind of wanting to push it down, obviously, and to the side. So I have to cast into the wind to get it kind of between there, and then it'll end up down there near the back bridge piling. If I don't get it far enough, then it ends up over here behind me, going that way. Okay, that ought to work out. We ought to catch something on that. I'm just an old hillbilly from Tennessee, folks. Don't judge me. I'm doing the best I can out here. I'm having fun. I'm catching fish. In the event I do end up keeping something that I shouldn't by accident, I don't know that that's the end of the world. I mean, sure, I might get a ticket possibly if some overzealous game warden wants to mail me one or something like that. But, you know, it ain't like I'm out here just purposely keeping a bunch of undersized or illegal fish. It's not like that. Some people, though, you know, they want to throw the book at you. I get that every time I use a crappie back home. That was a funny thing. I was talking to the fishing guide yesterday, Chase, as we were on our way out before we started filming, and he hadn't watched my videos much. He recognized me from YouTube, but that's only because he wakes up at night sometimes and I'm on his TV. I guess he goes to bed with YouTube on, and my videos at some point has ended up on his page. And anyway, I guess I keep popping up. And so he sees me on there sometimes, and that's what caused him to recognize me at the gas station. But he said he woke up one night and I was going on, I was on a rant about crappie fishermen. And he said that won him over. So, because they deal with a lot of that too down here, these guides and stuff. They certainly deal with it all the time. It's mostly, I think, the snapper people down here. Snapper they're apparently a really good fish to eat. Now, I'm not big on eating fish. I've never really been into eating fish. I mean, it's not like some moral, ethical thing. I just never really had a taste for it. I don't know why. I just never really have. I'll eat about once or twice a year, I'll eat tuna out of a can, you know, like a tuna sandwich or a tuna casserole or some kind. I'll eat that. I'll eat shrimp occasionally. You know, if the girlfriend wants sushi, I'll get some roll with shrimp or clam or something like that in it. I'm not opposed to seafood or eating fish. I just don't, as far as like eating catfish, eating crappie, any of these saltwater fish, like I just don't have a taste for it. It's just never been my thing. And so I just don't eat them. But apparently these snapper down here they're a prized fish down here, and people are proud of them. And we ain't got one today, at least I don't think. But in the last couple years, throwing around these bridges and stuff, I have gotten a fair amount of snapper. Mangrove snapper. We were catching the mutton snapper yesterday, which should have been the last video. For regular viewers, I try to post everything in sequential order, so it should have been the last video. But you know, the guide was real into the mutton snapper, like that's a big thing down here. And I caught one. The biggest one I caught was a couple years ago when I was down here with Elias. I was shark fishing, doing just like we had now. I had a piece of cut bait out. On a wire leader. And I hooked one. I don't know how big it was. It was probably 7-8 pounds. I don't know, somewhere in that range. The video's on my channel. I think there's a picture of it too on social media somewhere, Instagram or somewhere. And yeah, I was pissed because I was trying to catch a shark and that damn thing ate my bait. And Elias was like, man, that was a $100 fish. Because I guess them things are, you know, they're about $20 a pound if you buy them at a seafood market down here. If you wanted to, you know, buy, because there's all these little markets and stuff where people sell fresh fish, they're freshly caught. And so he says about a $100 fish he threw away. I was like, damn, I was pissed. It ate my damn shark bait. I don't care nothing about no mutton snapper. I was here to catch me a shark, by gosh. We ain't had a bite there in a while. We could switch over here to the left-hand side of the bridge. The wind is kind of, I don't think it's picked up, but it's kind of hitting us from a different angle right now, and it's making it hard. You can see, I don't know if you can see the slack it's blowing in my line. It's just blowing that jig around. It's hard to, I can't feel anything at all when one hits. It's pretty much just picking up on it, and I'm gonna have weight or I ain't. Let's make 1 or 2 more casts with this jig, then we'll bust out the spoon again. See what we can do with it. I want to give this shark bait time to soak. We could go do the other bridge, but it would take a while to get there. Everything out here in the ocean, one thing I learned very quickly, first time I came out here, was when you see something out in the ocean, it's a lot farther away than what it seems. Like you can see a really long ways down here because everything's so flat and open. So you see something off in a distance, and you're like, oh, that ain't that far. And then you start pedaling toward it, and you're like, oh my God, it's forever away. It's a damn mirage. Like I'm never going to get to it. All right, one more cast with this. I hit that I hit the pole. Let me do a better cast than that. Here's what I want to do actually. Let me pedal up just a little bit further. I want to throw in such a way that it'll hopefully come on the front side of that pole when it lands. There we go. Let's see what that'll do for us. This will be our last cast with this for a little while. I'm gonna go back to the spoon. Can cast it farther, work it easier in the wind. It's got a huge bow in her line. It's pushing that jig behind us. The wind and the current. Yeah. All right, we'll put this up for a little while. This ain't really working out right now. The wind direction the way it is. At least though, the wind is going with the current at the moment, so it ain't choppy. That makes life a lot better. Okay. Hold on. All that twisting in my seat about to come out of my britches. Put this stuff up here for a second. All right. Throw that stuff out. Put our shrimp here back behind us. Boy, God almighty, we're blown way off here, folks. That current has really picked up. I don't know what stage we're at in the tide, but it's picked up. The good thing is, though, the faster current will definitely get our scent out there a little better. Let me get our bait back up here by us. I think we had pulled it downstream, the current had pushed it down as we were drifting down. Get my enunciations out correctly. I'm glad things have worked out though for me to be able to fish. When I come outside today, because I read the wind report last night and I saw what it was going to be, and I'm like, I'll just get up in the morning and take a look. And I went outside and I saw how choppy it was right there first thing. I thought, boy, I could be in trouble today. I may not get to do anything, but over here where we're at, it's a nuisance, but it's manageable. Like we're actually getting to fish and to catch some stuff. So all in all, it could be much worse. Things will definitely be easier Thursday and Friday for me. Yeah, let's make some casts here. Just spoon. We could throw, I can cast that tube for the Barracuda also. May try that at some point here. I really want something to take off with that cut bait though, man. That's what I want to happen. I want something to just take off 100 miles an hour with it. Let that spoon sink down. Oh, something hit me. Got hit either on the spoon or the sinker one. Just trying to let it sink down in between them columns, and then by the time I'm reeling it back, maybe pull it by there a little bit deeper depth. But current's moving so good and that weight on there is so light, I don't know that it's going to be, we may just have to fish it more up near the surface. We know, I mean, I don't know how much them mackerel move around, but like when we got that one, I saw several coming up there with it, man. They were all just swarming around. These people over here in the boats, probably that damn dumbass Kayak, man. He's been out there pedaling nonstop to keep himself in place. We're just sitting here anchored, easy as can be. Throw over here on this side. You can really see over there on that bridge column how the current's moving. It's going down at that angle now. To the left, I should say. There's a bunch of people over there at that Robbie's place, man. You know, I think that was just me moving there with our cut bait, just sending the clicker. I think it was just me moving. If we hook into a big shark, though, we're going to end up a long ways away from home. Because I guarantee he's going with the current, and the way the current's flowing, buddy, we're going to be on for a ride. The good news is, though, at some point it'll switch and come back this way. I guess we could just ride it back home. I think that's the damn current pushing that clicker, man. I swear it's picking up. Because I'm not really hardly moving. I'm hanging right here where I'm at, and the thing keeps going off. I'm just gonna keep making some casts right here. And we'll alternate between these two bridge columns. That current's picking up, man. I see it. Can you see how much difference it is now from what it was? I'm gonna pick up on this. I think it's just this. It's not a fish on there. I think it's the current moving our cut bait. I didn't put a sinker on it. If the current ain't 100 miles an hour, that bait's heavy enough, it'll just sink down to the bottom. I don't think that thing's on bottom right now. I think it's, well, maybe it is. I think the current was moving it. Now, Lord mighty, now y'all got the leader all. Look what yous have done here while I was fooling with that. Y'all done tied me in a knot here while I was fooling with that. There we go. Well, them people done give up on it. They're moving. That other boat over there is apparently gone too. I don't know if that's a sign that we should move or not with whatever's going on with the tides, and I'm not no tide expert, but it's definitely the current's picked up, and so I don't know if that's going to change things or not. You know what I kind of want to do? all them guides, and I'm pretty sure that was a guide boat because he's got 2 people, a man and a woman there with him, and he was doing stuff for them. I'm pretty sure that was a guide. But what they do, folks, is they put out these chum bags and stuff when they anchor down like that, and it gets the fish all stirred up. I kind of want to just navigate over here where he was at and throw this spoon around those bridges, or those bridge columns, and see what happens. They might be some more fish kind of up around that. Might not be desirable fish for whatever they were wanting, since they just up and left. But by gosh, it might be for us, because I don't care what we catch. I just plunked that concrete. That ain't a fish, folks. That's the current taking our bait. I may have to engage the reel and just lighten up the drag to be able to do that right now, until the current slacks a little bit. I don't want to leave the, okay. I don't want to have a bunch of drag on that thing right now, because God Almighty, if something big does hit it, it'll yank that whole rod holder and everything off. One thing about this Hobie Lynx is there's not a real good way to secure rod holders. Not like I would like to do for catfishing per se. At least I ain't figured it out yet. So I definitely, same thing, if we hook into a shark or something, I don't want to be having a reel with a tightened down drag and the whole shebang just get ripped off. Oh, dadgummit. You got your leader wrapped around your sinker again, folks. There you go. I'm really having a hard time right now, folks. With the current picking up like it has, I'm really having a hard time. Oh no, okay, there it comes. That'd be a bad spot to get hung. We'd have a hard time with that. Yeah, I want to make my way over here to this next bridge column. There's some kids fishing off the shore over here on the other side. I'm wondering if we get closer to the land over here, to the shore, if the current might slack off a little bit. You know, kind of like an inside bend type situation. Oh, something swatted me right there. I don't know if it's going to work out like that or not. Oh, something nipped me. Oh, I got him in. I got him in. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Whatever they are, there's a bunch of them right there. I got hit 2 casts in a row before whatever. Oh, there's a bunch of them, man. I see them. Oh, it's another jack. We'll definitely keep this guy. We'll throw him in the cooler. Yeah, Mr. Jack. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, don't you flop off now. Don't you flop off of here. I ain't done with you. All right, folks. There he is, little old thing, but man, they fight hard for their size. We'll stick him in the cooler there. As we've drifted a half a mile down. My gosh. You take your foot off the gas, buddy, you're gone. I caught them more out off the bridge column right there. I'd cast it up in the shade. I bet you are cut bait because I ain't got no weight on it. I mean, it don't really matter. I caught sharks pulling baits under balloons last year, but still, I bet it's way up off the bottom as we're trying to set here in this. Definitely as we're moving into the current. There was a bunch of them jacks. There was a whole school of them. I could see them. See if we can cast back over there and get on them again. I'm telling you, man, everything gonna eat this spoon. I don't know how well them jacks, you know, I threw him in the cooler. We'll use him as cut bait, but I don't know how well if I, one that size, like if I put him in my bait bucket, could I keep him alive for any length of time? You know, I don't know the answer to that. I've never tried to keep one alive. Oh, I had one hit me right then. Right then. Let's make a shorter cast right here. Oh. Dadgummit, I had another one hit me then. We're gonna get something right here. That's 2 casts in a row we've had a nip. Not that one. Well, here comes a boat full speed through here. He's slowing down, looks like. Yeah, let's just work our way on over up into the shady part of this. I was initially just throwing around the concrete, but we obviously need to throw under it out to the sides too. With the water clarity the way it is, and then as much vibration and flash as the spoon puts off, like we're going to be able to get the attention of some fish, and Lord knows they're all lightning fast. Yeah, let's just keep making scale. I'm sorry, folks, I ain't much of a conversation right now. I normally try to sit here and tell you stories and carry on a conversation on these videos and stuff, but I'm not very good at, oh, I got a fish on. I'm good at that, by gosh. Let's see what this is. He's small, whatever he is. Yeah, that's another one of them that we'd gut hooked there earlier. I'm not entirely certain what they are. They got yellow tail. They got like a mackerel type head and a yellow tail. He's gonna fling blood all over me, apparently. We've got him kind of deep there too. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Calm down a second. Let me get that thing out of you. He's kind of small. That's the one that got my hand earlier too, wasn't it? Got me again. Dadgummit. You know what I'm gonna do with you? Let's do you like this then. If I can't get hold of you without you cutting my hand, we'll do that. How about that? Get on out of here. Got my hand good again. Whatever the hell them things are, they got some sharp spikes on them. All right, let me get us back up here where we were. But anyway, I was trying to say before I got sidetracked again. I'm not real good at multitasking. And so normally in my catfish videos, I'm anchored down somewhere. I can sit there and me and you would have set a spell. Boy, he cut me right there on my hand. See that little spot right there? I'm gonna quit touching them things. But I'll sit down there or anchor us down, and I can sit there and have a conversation with you while we fish, because I ain't doing nothing. Or if I'm back home and I'm ultralight fishing, and I'm not dealing with wind or current or anything, I'm just fishing, you know, I can sit there and maintain a conversation with you, because what I'm doing, I'm not having to think about. But out here today, where I've got the wind and the current, that I'm fighting. And I'm certainly in an environment that I'm not comfortable with anyway. Got all these boats going by and stuff. Like, I'm not real good at maintaining a conversation with you while I'm trying to do all that. So I know, conversationally speaking, today's not going to be very good. I will say this though, as we've gotten over here closer to this side, the current is definitely less, for sure. It's way slower over here. So that's good. Golly, but my hand hurts right there, man. Almost like it's swelling up right there or something. I don't know what them damn things are, but boy, they hurt. They got that little tiny spike on them. I guess if some fish is going to eat them, they're going to get the last laugh out of it. You know, the current's definitely slacker, less over here, easier to deal with. I don't know if that's going to help our calls any. I don't want to get too much closer on this side because we've got all these bank fishermen over here. I don't want to encroach on them. I wonder, I kind of want to, since we're in this little bit slacker water over here, I kind of want to bust out the shrimp again. See what we can get right here. Let me make a few more casts with the spoon before we do that. Get up here, maybe more in the shade. That Robbie's place over there is packed, man. There are people all over that dock. I'm pretty sure that's the place where you can hand feed tarpon, I think. Maybe that's what they're all out there doing. Oh, my hand really hurt. It's stinging right there, man. I gotta be careful with these fish I don't know nothing about. I'm liable to get hold of the wrong thing and get a fin in the hand or the foot and really do a number on myself. I don't remember if we was talking about this on video yesterday or if it was just random conversation, but before or after we were done filming. But I don't know that you would want to get hurt down here, even something minor, because like he was saying, if you get hurt, say you're up in the Everglades somewhere and you get hurt, you're a long ways away from even being picked up by a helicopter if you got to be flown out. And then once they pick you up in the helicopter, you got an hour plus to get to a hospital in Miami, like a trauma center. So if you get a serious injury down here, you're in bad shape, buddy. Like, I'm sure there's probably a little urgent care type thing if you get a minor injury or illness or something down here. But like, as far as getting serious medical care down here in the Keys, oh, got me then. I hope it ain't another one of them little things. It is. Golly bum, it is. I ain't touching this one. I ain't doing it. I'm gonna get down here. I'm gonna hold him with my cutting board. I'm gonna hold him down with my damn cutting board. Nope, he unhooked himself. Get on out of here, fish. They fight hard. I'm gonna get him over here if I can. I wanna show you with them little spikes. I can't get hold of him to get him over here. Get my pliers and get hold of him. Here, let me hold you like this. Where are them things at? Some little spike. I don't see it now. I swear to God, it's on there. He sliced me twice now. Or his friends have got me twice. Both of them hurt like hell. It's like a stinging. Look, boy, we got off in that current again, and we are just going with it, man. These things are fun to catch. I mean, again, those fish, that's small, right? But I mean, pound for pound, everything just fights so dang hard out here. And it's not a thing where you gotta like, I guess what I'm getting at with this, where I was trying to go with this here, one of the things that I like about this, aside from the fact, the Keys is just beautiful. And this place down here, if you've never experienced the Florida Keys, I mean, it's such an amazing place. Like, I absolutely love it here. But what I really like about it is that somebody like me that don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing can come out here with either a basic lure like the sumo spoon or a pack of jig heads and a pack of frozen shrimp. Oh, I had one hit me right then. And you can come out here and catch fish like you're not going to get skunked. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to go home and having not caught anything. Now, well, I say that. I did my first session, but the wind was so bad, like I didn't fish very long. I couldn't fish effectively at all because the current was so strong and the wind was going against it. It was creating all that chop. Like I just couldn't fish. So I just turned around and went back. But like if you can actually fish, you're not going to get skunked. Well, I just keep getting hit, man. Oh, I got hit again. They were nipping me the whole way right there. There's some fish over there. I don't know what they are, maybe more than things. But that's an awesome thing that you can do that. And you can come down here having no experience and pull up to any concrete structure. And again, there ain't nothing special about this bridge, folks. I mean, I've done this last couple years at various bridges that I've been able to access. That's the real thing, is what can you access? Now, this year I can access more places because this kayak's so lightweight. I can get it places. I can get it to places that I either couldn't or wouldn't want to with my other one. Now, the other thing that's helpful this year is the fact this kayak is so short. This is 11 foot. I'm able to carry it in my truck without a bed extender, and I don't need a trailer. And that's helpful because I got nipped. A lot of these places down here, you don't have, well, like the place I went to, or at least tried to go fish at there and didn't work out a couple days ago. It's a small parking lot on a public beach area. There's nowhere for a trailer. Like you can't get in there with a trailer. So my kayak, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it last year. This year, no problem. I'll take the truck down there, drop off the kayak, lift the tailgate up, and I can pull into a parking spot. And I mean, that's huge for opening up more access down here to you. Now there are some places down here you just can't really fish. Some of these bridges and stuff, like you'll have pull-offs, you'll see people fishing on the bridge. They'll be fishing off the top of it. And you can walk down there, but it's a lot of rocks. And I certainly don't want to launch this kayak on them real rough rocks with the waves hitting and stuff. Like that's a recipe for disaster because the plastic, one of the things about this kayak being so lightweight is it's very thin plastic. So you can damage it pretty easily. So I don't want to do that. Oh, and I think that's some little things we've been catching. Here's what I want to do. Before we get back over here in the heavier flow, I want to work this bridge column here with the shrimp. Make one more cast with the spoon. But yeah, there's a lot of places down here you just can't get a kayak into. But having a kayak that you can tow in a truck without, having something you can do without a trailer, having something that you can either carry or put on a cart and roll, that's big. That's a big help to opening up more places. And if you, any of these places down through here that you can access, where it's got bridges or any of these areas, you know, like around the resort area there where I'm staying, get around them docks, man, there's just a million fish down there. Let me get the, I want to throw this shrimp some more. I want to throw this. May need a fresh piece. That's been baking in the sun over there a little while, but since the current is so much less intense right here, I want to see what we can do right here with this shrimp. I think we're going to get something right here, folks. I don't know about this cast per se, but the fact we can actually fish right here, well, I think we're going to get something. Throw on that side of it. Yeah, folks, I think this afternoon I'm gonna fish another hour or so here probably. And me and the girlfriend will go get some lunch, maybe go check out that turtle hospital today. I think that'll be a neat experience. It's apparently an actual hospital for sea turtles. They rehab them and stuff, injured turtles or sick turtles, whatever, and then they open it up to the public, do tours and stuff. And you know, I like turtles anyway. I think it'd be interesting. They've got another place down here, I don't know if it's like a miniature SeaWorld type place. I don't know what you'd call it. It's got a name on it, I forgot, but I'm gonna look it up, try to get some more. We drove past it on the way down. I'm gonna try to get some more information on it and see if that's someplace we might be interested in checking out. I kind of want to come over here and eat at this Robbie's place just to see why all them people are hanging out there on dock. See if you actually can see tarpon and feed them and whatnot. I can't believe we ain't got nothing right here around this. I nailed that bridge. I can't believe we ain't got nothing right here yet, though. The fact we can actually drop these baits down right here. Get them to sink. Them birds over there having a field day, ain't they? Them pelicans or whatever. Boy, I bet they eat good right there. Oh, hell, where am I at? Am I? Lord Almighty, y'all, I hit that damn bridge and I'm hung up there in it. I'm hung up in there in that damn bridge. How'd y'all do that? How the hell did y'all get that line up there? I thought that thing was sinking down and it's up there on that damn... There it comes. I don't know how y'all done that. I'll push off this thing. Y'all couldn't have done that again if you tried. Okay, let's just let that line out right there. I thought for sure we'd have something around right in here, but well, maybe we need to be over there in the faster current. That's where we were getting our action. I guess where it's easier for me to fish, it ain't the place to be. Make one more cast in front of this thing. Make one more cast. We'll go over here, get back in the faster flow a little bit, see what happens. Throw that spoon some more. Let our shark bait continue to, we're just kind of pulling it behind us here as we make our way along. No, ain't nothing happening over there. Nothing happening. We're gonna have to get back over here in the flow, I guess. Get back over here on the treadmill, folks. We're getting our exercise in today. I've definitely went farther. Initially, I'd kind of thought when I got out here, we would troll up and down with the spoon and the tube, and then get over there along them docks down from where I'm staying, and maybe be a little bit sheltered from the wind. But once we got up in that canal, I had to see it through, and then I saw the bridge out here, and I'm like, well, hell, we got to come down here and fish this bridge. And it ain't worked out for us to catch a shark yet, but we had to come try it. There's some people in paddle kayaks taking off over there. Boy, if they get out here in this current, they're in for a bad time in them paddle kayaks. They better hug the shoreline over there around that bend. Something nipped me. Oh, something nipped me again. All right, just like that, we get over here in a little bit more flow, and suddenly we're getting nipped again. Yeah, folks, regardless, I appreciate you coming with me on this adventure. My plan was to allow myself a little fishing time off camera on this trip. Normally back home, I'm pretty much filming every trip other than some shorter bait runs. I don't film that because if I'm just going out for 30 minutes, an hour trying to catch bait, I don't bother taking the camera. But most of my regular catfish sessions, ultralight sessions, carp sessions, I'm pretty much filming those. If I go out, if I leave the house to go fishing, I'm filming. And so coming down here on vacation, I wanted to have a little me time to just get on the water and catch some fish I don't have access to and screw up without the entire internet just calling me out and roasting me for it, you know, normal crap you deal with on the internet. So I wanted some of that, but I do want to bring you all along for part of the adventure because, you know, a lot of you out there, you're my fishing buddies. Oh, here they come. I saw 3 of them come after. Did you see that? 3 of them, buddy. Oh man, they were on it like a swarm of them, buddy. I think it's more jacks. I think it's more jacks right here. If it is, we'll definitely take it too. Yep, it is. Yep. Another smaller jack. Come here. Get that net. There you go. All right, man. Well, we'll take that with us. Have us another cut bait. I got me some more shark bait right here, folks. Calm it down. You're whooped now. Listen, you're whooped. You're whooped now. It's over. You just accept it, buddy. There he is. Boy, they fight hard. All right, man. Another one right there. Let's do that again. Man, they were up there after it, buddy. Like I saw 3 of them they were swimming in every direction at that thing. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming along with me on this. And again, some of you out there are like, hell, you watch every video, you comment on every video, you like my fishing buddies. And so when I go on a trip like this, I definitely want to bring you all along with it. And I think it's good too from a perspective of many of you all out there. Let's say you watch my catfish videos, but you're new to catfishing, right? One of the things I hear oftentimes of people who've watched my videos and they go out and they get a kayak and they start trying to catch catfish out of a kayak, is they'll say, Justin, well, I went out and tried it, and I had such and such happen, blah 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 blah, and boy, you sure, what it ultimately ends up as, boy, Justin, you sure make it look easy. Landing big catfish, catching them and stuff in the kayak, and that just comes from, oh, I had one hit me right then. I botched it. That just comes from experience, right? Just having done it a million times. Like I've catfished for so long, as we've got this thing wrapped around 30 ways from Sunday right here. Well, he wrapped me up good, folks. There we go. I can't believe that leader has survived. This leader, buddy, has got to be about frayed up. It is frayed, but it's still not. If it survives today, I'll definitely retie before I come back out on the next session. But, as far as making something look easy or whatnot, it just comes down to doing it. Having experience. Like I've catfished so many times, I've logged so many hours that I just have a routine. And there's not many situations I'm going to find myself in while catfishing that I haven't been there and done that a gazillion times. And so, on one hand, if you're new to catfishing, I think that can be helpful by watching and seeing me and listening to me explain how I do things, because I kind of, at least for the style of fishing that I like to do, I kind of have things dialed in. And so you can learn from somebody that has kind of worked out the kinks, so to say, done the trial and error part for you. There's another one. There's another one. Boy, look at him go. Oh, man. And these things get way bigger than this, too. We're catching some smaller ones right here, but this is pound for pound, these things fight hard. I'll just throw him in the cooler, too, while I'm at it. I know we can keep these, so we'll put him in. Get him up here. There we go. All right, got us another one. Well, they're out right here. Open water between these bridges. Calm it down. Calm it down, please, and thank you, sir. Nice. In the cooler he goes. So anyway, back to what I was trying to say before that fish so rudely interrupted us, is I do think there's value in watching, learning from somebody like me who's pretty dialed in on the type of fishing that I like to do back home. That can be helpful if you're brand new starting out. But at the same time too, I do think there's some value in watching somebody like me, who I would hope, at least at this point, my regular viewers have, maybe developed a little bit of confidence in me that I'm somewhat competent as far as catfishing goes in that world. But see me come down here in a place that's an unfamiliar environment, there's another one. Oh. And doing stuff like this, just completely wrecking my reel here because I don't know how to set a hook. You know what I mean? Like, see me struggle a little bit in an environment that I'm not comfortable with. I think there can be value in that too, because maybe you watch my catfish videos, but maybe seeing me struggle out here in this environment, because it's fairly new to me, I'm not good at it, maybe that's somewhat relatable to what you're going through if you're brand new to catfishing. But the point is it will get better. Believe me, when I started out catfishing, I was a big cluster, just like I am out here doing this right now. Like I had one follow me. Let me throw it over there and see if he's still around. That wasn't a jack. I don't know what that was. That was something different right there. But yeah, I think it's just helpful. It's helpful to have information that's dialed in, that you can trust and count on, because you've got somebody that you've seen and it works. And that's me with how I catfish. Like, I know what I do works. But I think it's also helpful in this situation too, just to see me out of my element and struggle and making dumb mistakes, losing fish, all that. And because that's what we all go through anytime we're learning something new. Nobody, and some of these people that are experienced and stuff, they want you to think they're God's gift to fishing, or God's gift to whatever it is, whatever the hobby, the skill, the talent, whatever. They want you to think that they literally was just born, they popped out their mama's coochie and was talented at whatever it is that they're portraying themselves to be. And that's just not reality. Nobody's good when they start out at something. You gotta start where you are, take your lumps, and over the course of time, you're gonna gain experience, you're gonna gain confidence. Through trial and error, you're gonna figure out what you can do, what you can't do. You're gonna figure out what you like to do, what you don't like to do, what you're good at and what you're not. And you can't learn that until you get out on the water and try it. Or whatever, pick your hobby. Pick your skill, whatever it is. That's more, hit it. There's some activity between these two bridge pilings, columns, whatever the word. Oh no, it's another one of them little things that I don't like. My hand just quit hurting. Okay, good, he come off. My hand had just quit hurting from the last one. That damn thing stung for a long time. Like a bee sting in my hand. I sure wish we could get us a shark. Oh my gosh, look, folks, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up because there was a million of them that just come up after it. Let's see if they'll still come up when I get him back up here. I think that's another jack. Oh, there's more. There's more right there. I'm gonna try to bring him around here and see if he's got his other friends that'll come up again. There was a million of them that come up, man. The whole damn school come up. That's awesome. It's a wonder I didn't jerk the spoon right out of his mouth. The whole school come up. Come over here, fish, and you're done now. How many of these have I kept? I don't know if I need any more or not. This will be the last one I keep. This will be, get in there. This will be the last one I keep right here. Well, it would be nice to have a surplus when I go down there and try to fish that island. And I'm specifically fishing for sharks, and I'm trying to, hopefully I can run 2 rods down there if I'm set up on the bank. I can't see that island down there. Like, you look at it on a map, it's tough to see the terrain. And it's so far away from the shore there at the beach, I can't really see. I can see part of it exposed. Is it sand? Is it rocks? I don't know. If it's a real jagged rock type thing, there ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do with that. But either way, let's say I can get up there and I can run out 2 rods, drop baits off in the kayak, go back to the shore. it would be nice to have a surplus of bait, so we'll see. I may feel froggy here and keep another one. I can fit another one in the cooler. Man, that's fun though when they all come up like that. I mean, I just saw a swarm of them come up. Such a simple lure, man. Again, this is it. If you've never seen it before, this one's getting tore up here, the paint on it, the teeth and stuff, but it's just a small curved piece of metal. This one's white. Catfish Sumo sells a bunch of different colors. The white is the only color I ever throw. Small hook, a little ring there to tie on, and I've got, this is 10-pound fluorocarbon up to you got to have a good swivel, man, a good ball bearing swivel. If you don't, you're in big trouble. You're going to have a lot of line twist. I don't have any line twist today because of that swivel. So spend a little extra on your swivel, and then there's just a little, that's like a 1/4 ounce worm weight. Give it a little casting distance. That's it, man. And spoons, you can get them either directly from Catfish Sumo. They come in a 4-pack, like $12, $13. You can get them on Amazon. I know I've got a link down my video description. I don't know if it takes you to Catfish Sumo or Amazon. I can't remember, but either way, they're cheap, man. It's a cheap lure. Works great on bass and freshwater. We've proven, since I've been down here, we've proven it'll catch the hell out of peacock bass too, up on the Florida mainland. And now we out here catching a variety of species out here between these bridges with it. Something's hitting it over there now, man. I can't see them. Oh. He followed all the way up. That thing got hit 20 times. Oh, they're back after it again. Nipping at it. Yeah, buddy, I'm now a believer in the spoon for saltwater too. I wanted to bring it and try it out, and boy, it's paid off. I don't know what, we're kind of, we're out here in the flow again. It seems to be, I mean, it's moving, but I don't think it's moving as fast as it was there 30 minutes to an hour ago. It really picked up all of a sudden there. I mean, just like out of nowhere, it picked up. It must have been a peak tide or whatever. I don't know. Either way, we caught fish before it, during it, and all this. God help them people up there paddling that kayak, though. If they get out in the flow, they better keep it close to the bank. The fishing guide. So I'd asked him yesterday just about like Cubans and stuff, trying to escape Cuba and coming over here and their makeshift boats and whatnot, if he had ever found any. And of course, he told a story about that, finding a boat with nobody on it that was clearly made by the Cuban people, like a homemade boat type thing. And I was talking about, because a lot of people back home don't like kayak fishermen and stuff. We get in the way of what they're trying to do and everything. And he don't have no problem with kayak fishermen, but we were talking, we'd had that conversation yesterday, and I'll be damned if he didn't message me yesterday afternoon and said that he had to pick up a stranded kayaker yesterday on his way back. Oh, nailed it. He nailed it right there. He nailed it right there. I almost had it back to me. That's one of them we didn't want to nail it, though. We did not want that one to nail it. All right, come here. I'm gonna pin you down again. Okay, now this one here, they must just flare them things out. They must just flare them out periodically or something. Because that one I tried to show you didn't have them. You can't see it now. Oh, okay, there they go. Did you see that? Look at that right there, folks. I don't know if we got water all over. See that? See how they pop out right there? And then they lay down? Look how them things, man, them things are super sharp. Them other ones went right through my hand earlier. All these fish are dangerous, buddy. Get out of here before you get my foot, too. I'm gonna have to look them things up to see what they are. As big a hurting as they put on me, I'd gladly use them things as bait. How are we doing on the screen here? Can y'all see anything? Have we got water all over? Boy, we got water spots all over, folks. Lord almighty, y'all probably ain't been able to see nothing. I gotta do a better job of keeping that screen clean, and you gotta do a better job of telling me it needs to be cleaned. We gotta work together here, folks. Teamwork makes the dream work. Sharing is caring. There's a bunch of other dumb sayings from my previous work days. All right, let's go back up here again. We still got our bait. I ain't checked this piece of cut bait. I hope it's still on the hook. Ain't nothing hit it. Surely it's still on there. I'm having fun doing this right here is the problem. I would love to hook into a big shark, but I'm having fun right here doing this in the meantime. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. I done lost my train of thought as something else hit me. Oh. Is it another one? It's another one. I hope he shakes off. Unhook yourself, fish. Unhook yourself. You know, with as many fish as we've caught right here, if there was some sharks in the area, they should be up here. Like, we should be seeing them. You know what I mean? Like, because we've been just reeling them in here pretty consistently between these two bridge columns. And so if there's a shark here, all that struggling fish carrying on and chaos, like, we should be ringing the dinner bell for them. So they must just not be here in this area right now. It's exciting, man. I mean, they're just nailing this dang spoon. And there's another thing I like about fishing the spoon right now. Because, like, you know, we tried throwing the shrimp, and we got some fish on the shrimp. But when the wind's blowing and you're throwing that light line, it's hard to work. It's hard to fish that effectively. And I had a guy last night down there at the dock, right? Me and a girlfriend sitting out there trying to have a lovely evening, whispering sweet nothings in each other's ears under the stars. And here comes this dude. He's staying there at the resort too, wants to talk to us nonstop. So it kind of took away from it, but you know, he's got all kinds of advice and everything, where to go, what to do, and yada yada yada. Anyway, he gave me a lure. He had told me he was going to put it on my kayak today. And he did. It's like a crab lure. Oh, something hit me. It looks like a crab. It's a soft plastic. But, you know, to fish that kind of lure, again, I'm going to have to work it like a jig, which means I got to be casting it out, let it hit bottom, sit there, you know, work it slowly, type thing. And that's tough to do when you're in the current and you're getting blown around in the kayak. This spoon, on the other hand, it chunk and wind, man, just cast and blast here. I don't have to try to sit here and work it. I can just sit here and cast at random, especially between these bridges. There's, for whatever reason, they seem to be here kind of hanging out in that shaded area. Oh, I had one hit me then. You know, it's easier on me because it's real hard. If I had to sit there and really work a jig, I mean, it's one thing to toss out shrimp and just, you know, let it sink down the bottom. Something's going to come nail it. But an actual plastic lure, it's got to be worked like a jig. Like, I'm gonna have a hard time with that. At least in conditions like we are here today. So, I don't know. He wanted to give me that lure though. I said thank you. I'm sure I'll see him down there again tonight, and he'll want a full report on how I did with it today, even though I never threw it. He meant well. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's from, hell, I done forgot where he's from now. He told me. You know, again, when you're out there, you're trying to have a lovely evening. And I'm not much on people anyway. Y'all know that. Here's another one. Oh, did you see this? There were several of them. There was several of them, buddy. And come here. I'm gonna get you unhooked before we even bring you in. Get on. There you go. Good. Where's my hand? He got blood all over everything today. But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not social anyway. I don't really like interacting with strangers. And it's one thing if somebody, you know, maybe if it's like somebody from YouTube, they know me, but I don't know them, and they come up and say hi and chat. That's one thing. But when it's a random stranger and they come up and just start a conversation and they just won't leave, they just linger like a bad fart. Like you know what I'm trying to say. You've been there, you've been in those situations. It's happened to you too. I'm gonna go back down there tonight though. I'm gonna take some of these jacks down there and cut them up and sling them off that dock. And again, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna have any chance of landing a shark down there with that. If it wasn't for those posts that come out for people to tie their boats to, I could just walk down the dock and work my way to the beach. But the fact that you got all them poles, I don't know how I'm gonna work around them poles. But I'm gonna try it. I mean, if I can hook one, it'd be a way to, you know, get the girlfriend involved a little bit too. She's very bad with motion sickness. Like when we drive somewhere, she likes to drive because it bothers her. She don't do good on boats. Like she just, one of them people, man, she has to take Dramamine before she gets on an airplane. Like it's just one of them things with her. But sitting there fishing on the dock, she can be involved in it and stuff. And she don't care nothing about catching no fish, but still. Who don't want to catch a shark? It'd be awesome anyway. Oh, right there. Is that another one of them? I think it's another one of those. We're gonna have to move, get away from these fish. The jacks have seemed to have disappeared. They've moved on. These little things have left behind here. And boy, he's going every which way, trying to stick me. I can't get my hands down there to the spoon to grab it. He won't quit flopping around. Goodness gracious. Lively things. There we go. Now I got my hand on. Now flop. There you go. If he'd let me get my hand on the spoon, we could easily work him free. Well, folks, hell, we've got several fish today, ain't we? I'm gonna get over here on this side again. I'm probably cutting off these people up above me here a little bit. I don't know how far behind the boat they're fishing, but I want to work around this side of the bridge column. Over here, it's definitely the current's a little faster over here, but who knows what we're going to catch out through here. But nevertheless, man, it's been a productive day on numbers of fish. Oh, one hit me. This might be another jack here, maybe. This might be another jack, possibly. I think this might be another one. I don't think it's what we've been catching. If it is, he's fought a lot harder. What is this? Okay, yeah, that's another one of them jacks. I think. Yeah. Color's a little different, maybe. I think that's a jack. Is that what you call them? The ones we were catching yesterday had yellow on them. There may be different kinds of them or something. Hell, I don't know. Either way, he's coming with us. Again, I don't know what they are. They're a fish, man. They're a fish that fights hard and they're fun. This is fun. We're on vacation, folks. We ain't here to learn nothing. We're here to have fun. Learning ain't fun unless you're some kind of nerd. I'm just here to... What Roddy Piper so famously say? I'm here to kick some ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Something like that. Roddy Piper. I actually got his wrestling figure last week. I found him at a Walmart. WWE Superstars. They're like He-Man type figures. I've been into them. I'm going through the midlife crisis. I've talked about this in other videos, but I found the Roddy Piper figure. I got it. No shame. I liked Roddy Piper as a kid. Yeah, the current, boy, the farther you get out here in the middle of this bridge, the more intense the current is. It's still kicked up out here. I don't think it's as bad as it was earlier, but I'm on the treadmill, buddy. You come off the gas here, you take your foot off the gas, you're going backwards. It's honestly probably good. I mean, I want to hook into a big shark, but with the current like it is right now, we'd be a long ways away from the house. A long ways away by the time we got that thing under control to get to our leader. I've had a good time doing this anyway. I wish I hadn't botched whatever was starting to run with our other one. I just messed it up. But I think if there was a lot of sharks here, not only the fact that we got the cut bait out, but also too just the fact that we've been catching all these other fish and causing all this commotion, it would have had to have got their attention. I need to stand up and stretch my butt and my back. What I need to do. Starting to feel it after pedaling non-stop for so long. My Old Town kayak, the bicycle motion, I can pedal it for long periods of time. It don't bother me. With this Hobie motion, it's different muscle groups. My body don't like it. Starting to feel it a little bit. I got a long ways to go to get back to the house too. How long have we been at this now? Man, over 3 hours. I've been pedaling pretty much non-stop. I think what I may do, I'm gonna make a few more casts here, and I'm probably gonna start making my way back. We'll troll our way back. We'll pull the spoon. I'll bust out the Barracuda tube again. We'll see if we can hopefully get something bigger than the 2 Barracuda we got earlier. I want to go on the other side. That boat right there is leaving, so let's get on the other side of this bridge here and see what's going on over here. Yeah, I think I'll troll both of those lures back with me on the way back and go grab a bite to eat. Get some. I don't know what we got to do to go to that turtle hospital. I don't know if you have to like buy a ticket in advance. We got to research that. I don't know if you book it in advance or you just show up. I don't know how that works. Either way, let me go do that today. It's kind of a little bit cloudy today, a little bit overcast, so probably not the best day for the girlfriend to be laying out on the beach, so it'd be probably a good day to go do some stuff. She's a good person to bring with you on the beach though, because again, I can come out here and fish and do my thing, and she's perfectly content laying on the beach reading her book. It really works out. A lot of guys want girlfriends and stuff that'll go fishing with them. Not me, because I like doing my own thing. And if I had to look out after her out here while I'm trying to look out after myself, that would add to the difficulty. What's floating down right here on us? What is this? Oh, it's some kind of foam. Like bath bubbles or something. All right. I'm gonna make one more cast with this spoon over here near this other bridge column. And I'm gonna start heading back, folks. We're gonna just troll our way back toward the house. Toward the hut, as my girlfriend calls it. They're literally up on, like, you gotta go up 2 sets of steps to get up to the thing, but I guess it has to be that way because anytime, oh, got one. Oh man, it's another one of them things. Boy, they're acrobatic though, ain't they? That's a little bigger one there. I'm gonna find out what these things are. That's another thing I gotta do tonight. If I can use them things as a live bait, I'm going to at some point out here this week, because they seem to be pretty easy to catch. But yeah, this place we're staying, it's like you gotta go, it's like it's on a base, kind of. You know, but I guess it has to be for the hurricanes and stuff, or else you'd be flooded. Because these islands down here in the Keys, they're so close to the water that any kind of storm surge from the hurricane would probably just take everything. I cannot imagine at all what the insurance costs must be down here at a place like this. Especially like these $1 million houses and mansions and stuff on the water, like the insurance. Of course, if you got that much money that you got a few million to plunk down on a beach house, you probably ain't concerned about the cost of insurance. But I mean, just for curiosity's sake, I'd like to know how much a year they have to pay, because I mean, every few years they're getting hit. They're going to have some storm damage. They're going to lose a roof or have some flood damage or something. So insurance company, it ain't like they're insuring on something that's probably never going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. It's not if, it's when. Boy, the current over here, folks, it's going good over here. Yeah, we got back over here in it. Over there to the left, you're good. Over here, I'm gonna reel this bait in. We've completely botched it today on this morning sessions for the sharks. We've completely botched it. Oh hell, we ain't got no bait left. Well, that's probably why I guess the crabs have ate it up. I guess the crabs ate it up there, folks. I really sucked it up today, didn't I? Good golly, I sucked it up out here today. We lost one bait, and the other one there just got, who knows how long we've been down to the head of that thing. I mean, y'all got to check the bait more often, people. That's all I got to tell you about it. Y'all got to check the bait. Let's do this, though. I'm going to switch out this rod with the Barracuda tube rod. And I'm going to throw it out here behind us as we troll along. I'm not going to run it super far behind us, but get it back there a little bit. I'm going to throw our spoon out behind us as we go along. And I'm going to start taking us home, man. Back to the hut. Hopefully we'll catch some more fish on the way. Hopefully bust a big barracuda. Right there at the resort. I watched Elias bust some huge barracuda there 2 years ago. I mean, they hang out around them docks and stuff, eating them fish. And so I watched him do that. And he sent me the tubes that he was catching them with. So I'm gonna try to get one there at some point this week. I'll probably fish there again tomorrow if the wind's like it is today, because we've been able to hide from it for the most part. Once we got through that, or got up there to that little canal, like we ain't had no problems with the wind as far as creating chop and stuff. Now it's made it hard for the light tackle, but it's really not been as big a nuisance as I thought it was going to be today. So if the wind holds this direction, I may get out there in the morning and maybe, like, you know, instead of heading to the right like we did today, maybe I'll go to the left first, troll around that way through them other docks where I talked about going had we made the loop, and then make my way up and possibly go up and fish the other bridge up the road from here. It was a lot bigger bridge, it looked like. I may do that. Oh, we got a fish right here. Nope. Something hit it. Oh, he's hit it again. He hit it again. I don't know what we got here. We're reeling in something though backwards here. Oh, he just come off. It's probably one of them fish we didn't want to catch another one of. I got a boat coming up here behind me too. Yeah, that may be what I do tomorrow. If the wind stays like this, I know I'll deal with the current, but I'll at least be able to, I'm at least going to be able to function. When we get up there around that other bridge, and maybe we'll have some shark activity up there. I had been told before that Bahia Honda place is the place to go. Tons of sharks there, and I hooked a big one last year there that straightened out a hook somehow. That was pretty crazy. But I was just having such a hard time with the current there last year. It was just one of them days. But I think if I can set up on that island, if things work out for that, it'll definitely have potential. The biggest thing's just going to be, can I turn the shark before I get spooled with my SGT 50 size reels with 50-pound mono. If they were spooled with braid and I could pack more on there, maybe. But the mono, you can only put so much on. This boat's coming up right behind me, man, right where I'm trolling these lures. I guess we're technically in the channel here where they probably have to go to navigate. I see all the hazard signs up through here, the shallow water. Howdy.
You right here?
No, I'm vacationing.
Oh, okay. Never mind, you got that.
I guess they were wanting information that I can't give them. I did.
Yeah, from the other side?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell this guy wants. Asking me random questions. Again, I ain't trying to be friendly with nobody out here, folks. I ain't trying to be unfriendly, but I ain't trying to talk to anybody. I'm on vacation. I don't want to deal with people. Oh, he's awful nosy though. Won't know if I'm from around here, if I kayak through this channel up here. Nosy. Some nosy people in this world. But that other bridge up there, folks, and I don't know the name of it, but I wouldn't mind going up there and fishing it. I ain't never fished it in years past. We can get up there to it. I ain't gonna do it today because I'm about whooped pedaling this much the whole time, but I may do that tomorrow. If the wind stays this direction, I may, because it's not bad. Like right in here, it must be because of the island and stuff. Like it's not bad right here. You can see how calm it is here compared to what it was when we launched out of the resort this morning. So it's a big difference right here. Really shielded a lot more so. So that's the thing about it. Like, and I guess that would come with time and experience. Is figuring out where you can put in and fish at based on wind direction here and still be, and still be okay. Like I've learned several places I can put in, but it's really figuring out the wind and the tide schedule, which way the current's going to be flowing and when. That's what I'm just ignorant on it. It's the only thing I can say. I'm just ignorant. I'm an ignoramus. But I'm having fun. And hopefully y'all are too. Because this is exploring new water. It's definitely fun, man. Is this where we come out of right here? Or was it this one? I think it was up here. All these openings look the same. Well, there's a big boat right back in there. We didn't see that. There was a big boat sitting there. We definitely didn't pass that earlier. Unless he's just worked in there since then. Yeah, maybe we come out from over here. We come out of one of these. Hell if I know. Here comes the boat. Oh, hell, he's got music too. We're going to get dinged. Going to get the copyright ding in the very bottom of the video. Boy, if these boats fly full speed through that little canal, they're going to be running people over in there. And boy, they are too. That must be the direction we need to go. I wonder if a person couldn't set up right here on this flat. I don't remember that being out of the water earlier. I guess the tide, maybe we've lost some water. I wonder if you could set up there, drop some baits off over here in this channel, and catch some stuff. I bet you probably could. I'm just talking to myself here, y'all. I guess I could go ahead and end this video. We ain't got a lot of battery life left anyway. I may catch some more fish on the way back though. We were really tearing them up there at the bridge. But, which, is it this one or that one that I come out of? Folks, I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. No, I'm lost. I can't remember which one we come out of. I'm gonna have to bust out my phone, I guess. Well, listen. Somebody's honking at something over there. I don't know. They both look the same. I can't remember if we come up that way or not. They both got markers at the entrance. I'm gonna have to pull out my phone and look where I'm at on the map to figure out how to get back to the hut. But anyway, I'll probably just go ahead. We're about out of battery life on this video, so I guess I'll go ahead and wrap it up. I do hope to catch some more fish on the way back. Definitely gonna pull both of these the whole way. I just gotta figure out how to get back. Now, I got a pretty good haul to get there. My butt's tired. So anyway, I'm gonna stand up here while I finish up talking to you. But anyway, folks, again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm a complete ignoramus. I admit it. I don't try to hide it. But I'm having fun. You know, I'm out here, just look around, man. I mean, is this not absolutely beautiful or what? I mean, just absolutely beautiful. The water's beautiful. The terrain is beautiful. The weather, other than, you know, the wind kind of being a nuisance at times, like, it's beautiful. Like, everything's just, I love it, man. I'm having a great time down here. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get me some off-camera fishing time while I'm here, but I'm probably gonna try to bring you with me for another trip or two, hopefully. And hopefully, I hope, fingers crossed, y'all, we're gonna get a shark at some point out here soon. But anyway, I'm gonna pull out my phone. I gotta figure out where the hell I'm at so I can make it out of here. But assuming I make it back to the hut safely and all, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for coming with me today.